helpless, defeated, holding on to something I've needed. I'm looking for a reason, finding all you're wanting, a demon. Helpless, defeated, holding on to something I've needed. I'm looking for a reason, finding all you're wanting, a demon. And you took it all away from me, and you took it all away.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And welcome back, everybody, to Arena Esports, brought to us, of course, by Etisalat, by E. And my name is Edu. I'm joined on the cams here with the wonderful co-caster friend of mine, Shaky, from across the pond and almost across the world. We are a triangle of connectivity here. But how you doing today, Shaky?
Right, absolutely insane. And yes, definitely across the pond, casting all the way from South Africa today, down here for the holidays. So you can see I got a nice little shine on my face. Love the African sun so far. But we are here for Dota, and I'm extremely, extremely excited to get this going, Edu.
Yeah, I am very happy to say that we are in our final invitational qualifier for the Dota 2 season. Anything after this is people who have been invited, battled it through, and have proven themselves in some capacity to be in Arena Esports. But of course, before we keep going on about these teams and about what their journey lies ahead, we first want to again thank you to broadcast partner Platonia and strategic partner AD Gaming. Can't do it without you guys. But now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's talk a little about what we are planning on doing today. I know we got some teams for us, and let me ask you, what teams do we have on the roster for our head-to-head today?
Well, today is going to be open qualifier, the last invitational qualifier that we've got going, and that's going to be two pretty unique teams. I love the name. I'm a sucker for cool logos. Team MEAW versus Rakuzan. Funny enough, that we actually spoke before we got up about the name and how I should remember. But yeah, that's going to be today. We don't know anything about them. They all have been invited, so excited to see what they bring to the table.
Yeah, and looking at what they take away from the table. At minimum, one player, one team is walking away with 300, the other team walking away with quite a bit. But I'm pretty happy about that. 650 goes to first place, but look at this roadmap. Look at how much we've had to talk about. We've seen the other teams battled out. We saw rematch after rematch, and a rematch will happen in playoffs here. So exciting, to say the least, to know who is trying to make it into that monthly finals Q4. Unfortunately, we've seen a lot of teams not make it through. And that's one thing that I want to celebrate, is all the teams that have brought themselves together to try to battle it out. Now, here are the qualifiers. These are the people who have made it past. We have Shining Crown. We have Team Random. Then, of course, Woofer Fans, probably our fan favorite, as they attempted to take it back twice in those monthly qualifiers. So pretty excited about that.
Pretty excited. I mean, we've seen these teams, those finals play, play like crazy. All those games. I think we had one best of three actually go to three. But it was just two games played out flat, right? Teams dominating in their own right. And then right in front of you, obviously, we have Team MEAW and Rakuzan. And you know what? With the current changes we see in Dota and all the things coming out, I'm excited to see what they're going to bring to the table. Honestly, I think the excitement I feel around the game is unmatched. Only time this was probably 2018, 2019, when the patch was just beautiful, man. You had tiny position 4 running around the map like absolute crazy. Earthshaker was the Earthshaker god. Like, you had this amazing draft that each team was playing. So I'm expecting the same. I'm really hoping that Team MEAW and Rakuzan can bring that to the table.
Yeah, and I was actively playing during this most recent patch that rolled out here. And talking about big patches that rolled out, were you at all playing, Shaky, when they released and just fully sent out whatever, like, God, the way that the Solar Crest, what an item that became. Solar Crest was so strong for 3 days, and then they nerfed it back into the ground just this last month. So knowing how the meta has been exploding in itemization, I do think that it maybe kind of left supports with a lot less to work with. You have the new phylactery upgrade, Crit Kana. You have the new Mage Slayer weapon. You have everything kind of mixing its own ways together. The Witchblade getting its own unique upgraded axe. I mean, we're seeing a big change in the item sphere. So no matter what the character picks are, it's the item builds that I've been looking forward to. I saw a sniper phylactery build in one of my games, and that's at a high MMR. This is insane to be looking at this meta right now.
No, I completely agree with everything that you just said, Edu. There's so much that patch 7.35 is bringing. You've mentioned a lot of it, but that's not even touching the surface. And I think a lot of joy with what's going to be brought to the table. Obviously, item updates, so many new ways to express yourself in this game and really play this to your heart's content. I've got my focus set on the supports. Supports have been getting a little bit of a nerf. Witch Doctor, even though it's been nerfed to the ground for the past couple of patches, still looks pretty strong. Still a very good pick percentage. So supports are struggling. Witch Doctor can't really farm with his casket that much anymore. But they still doing exceptionally well. So I'm interested to see what's going to come up in the game and see how these different picks are going to actually just interact with each other.
Yeah, I'm real excited to see what we can, from these players. Now, I will say, we have very limited information about Team MEAW here. We don't know what their strats are going to be, but it's Dota. In this meta, it could be anything. And hopefully they're going to try to stick to something more tangible, something that we've seen in the past. Maybe we're going to be seeing, your traditional Spectre in the safe lane. You have maybe a Lion. Lion right now is one of the strongest supports in the safe lane as well. Gone is the days of Warlock spam. We're not seeing Warlocks as much as we used to. So we've seen a little bit of a change up here, knowing what we might be expecting. I am excited to see that agent pick, the hero picks and bans. Seeing what they ban really tells you a lot about what they fear, and that kind of also tells you about their play style. So looking at those bans are going to be very important. And of course, Shaky, looking at Dota 2, you said it best. I haven't felt excitement for Dota 2 since 2018. I haven't really felt like Dota has been Dota since maybe 2017, and that's a bold take. I mean, they added talent trees, they added a bunch of stuff, but it's been a long time since we saw Dota at its peak, and hopefully it will come back to that resurgence soon. But with Arena Esports, they're leading the way in starting that.
No, definitely, and just to add on, obviously, with the back, there's just so much on the table. There's so much to leave. How can I put this? With all the other patches, you've had specific bans. You had heroes that were broken that was either picked or taken out. Now, Dota buff, if you go to any website to check out the current games that's being played, you'll see things like Elder Titan being banned out, Lich being banned out, Pudge is getting a lot of bans, Nature's Prophet, like Ursa, Doom as well is also in the pool recently. And what's the currently pick rate is lifting up a lot. There's a lot of talk in the vines that Meepo's starting to come back, and I think Meepo and Lone Druid is two very unique heroes in this game, and they bring a lot of action to it. So yeah. I just want to see Meepo just because I like a bit of chaos.
Yeah, and when you say Meepo, there's one character you also mentioned earlier that we haven't seen in the meta for a long time, and that is Earthshaker. If Meepo's coming back, well, Earthshaker is going to be shaking things up a bit. And that's what I want to be seeing here. Maybe if Earthshaker does not come back into meta, just maybe, Brood Mother coming back into meta, Lone Druid, Chaos Knight continues to be dominant. I mean, we might see it. We might see it.
No, Brood Mother can go away. I don't want to see that spider. I hate it. I absolutely despise.
Brood Mother was one of the best lane phase and tower pushers from 2012 all the way up to 2018. It was Brood Mother was one of the strongest for what she could do. Obviously, she changed a lot recently, but I'm saying that you got to look at the stats. Look at the stats. Brood Mother was the spider, or at the Ungoliath, that would always come in and sink her fangs into everyone. Back when I played pro, my good buddy Hiren and I used to do pug stacks, and he was one of the best Brood Mothers I've ever seen. It was insane.
No, Brood Mother or not, they could have just changed the rat, because that's all you are when you play that hero. You spin your little webs in the trees, and then when someone comes around, you run away, and then you accumulate enough spiders to be an annoyance so that someone can actually clear the spiders. So if you don't have someone like an Earthshaker or anything that can clear a large amount of spiders in one go, that will run you down. The other day, even though Brood is not really in the meta that much, the other day I was playing a pub, actually a ranked game, and there was a Brood Smurf on the opposite team, and minute 15, we locked out tier 3. So yeah, but speaking of tier 3 and speaking of a game, it does sound like we are going to jump into this one, and fingers
Let's
crossed
get it.
we don't.
Yeah, fingers crossed that we don't see what Shaky doesn't like. But on that note of like how powerful pushing strats used to be, I mean, back in the day, you had to push. There was no fighting. It was just who had the better push, who was the better rat. You had Tinkers, you had Nature's Prophets, and you had Visage. Visage right now already being banned. And one of the hard bans, I think that Visage is the highest amount of skill ceiling correlating to damage output that you can have. If you have a good Visage, that is a pain in your butt, because one of those familiars can absolutely cripple you. But looking at these bans, we're seeing Death Prophet, we're seeing TA, a ban that I had not anticipated as a first ban, and then also Bat Rider, another ban that is very uncommon.
5 seconds
No,
remaining.
definitely. But again, this whole patch is just surrounded by initiators. Death Prophet is absolutely insane. You talk about sustain. Death Prophet sustain is good. Bat Rider's got ability to completely turn the enemy team into disarray. You jump in, you grab one. The stacks early game with the napalm, with that firefly, just creates so much damage, especially if you've got a good combo in your lane. You've got someone to lock down that opposing core, or if you're opposing support. It's heroes like that that's really strong. And then on top of that, some of the heroes that I expect to probably see picked or banned is Sand King. Sand King's been looking really well with the rework of Shiva's God. Shiva's God is so good right now. What that item gives you is just insane with the
so
rework
strong.
that they brought into it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just too good. It's too good to be true. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's too good.
It's way too good to be true.
It is something that now tanks, the offlaners, are rushing these items. I saw many times where you have Timbers rushing it. You got Tiny Tide Hunter. Yeah, the amount of Tide Hunter I've seen recently because of the Shiva's Guard upgrade has been immaculate. The way that Tide, just what it benefits dramatically from having that damage amplification to his magic. It just works out, but let's find it. Talking about the rats earlier, here's the biggest rat of them all, NP, Nature's Prophet. No problem. Let's see it.
Pretty good. I like it all around. Good pick. Nature's Prophet. Obviously, the sprout itself gives you damage inside the sprout, so that's good. Just good, pick at the enemy's team's health bar. Obviously, if you're playing with your core, if you're putting Nature's Prophet as position 4, you can put it in the off lane, and it's just really good to try and chip away at that health. Something else that can go really well with that is maybe picking up something like Undying. I'm expecting them to pick up MEIAW. And Pudge has been in the play quite a lot, so we might see that bring out. But a Chen, okay, I like it. A little bit macro to macro, both of them, kind of the same thing.
All right.
Very
I
nice.
kind of like it. I'm vibing with it. But now, looking at this next moment, it really comes down to how do you counterpick a Chen? What's the strats? Right now, they're banning somebody. So what synergizes with the Chen? Well, Faceless Void, so strong with Chen because of the attack boost, the attack speed damage output that you can add. So that's pretty good to ban that. Then you go and ban Dawn. I like these bans so far from the Radiant a little bit more than I like the bans from MEIAW. I just read their name in game.
Yes, I did as well.
Huh.
So I mean, I like the face ban. Obviously, they're probably going to be looking at something that's going to be playing close together. Faceless Void exceptionally works really well, especially if you've got an Nature's Prophet with an Aghanims. If Rakuzan wants to pick up an Aghanims, then they just probably push it towards core. That's really good to play with around a Faceless Void, as well as just general damage of everyone. Faceless Void is such a good core at the moment as well. With Dawnbreaker, it comes down to sustain, easy. So good offlaner that they could have picked up this ban. The Saw has not been in the play that much some of the recent patches, but it's exciting to see it at least being such a straight banned out by MEIAW.
Yeah, this is interesting. Boyne's bans coming out. Timber Saw now gone. Looking at Chen as well. We could talk a lot about this character Chen. I think Holy Locket is one of the best items on this guy. You go Guardian Greaves, you go Holy Locket, and you go into your ultimate. If a team fight breaks out, if you time it right, you could catch an entire team off guard. You're like, okay, we just killed one. Just kidding. They just got healed for 800 globally. Good luck with that. So I think Chen switching it up a bit is going to be very interesting to see how the team fights go, but there's other options that need to synergize with Chen. This character, very squishy, or middle lane, right click Chen with Dagon.
No,
That's
just
strat.
where do you get these ideas? I want to know.
Have you seen it before? Have you done it before? It is hilarious. Mid lane Chen is so strong because the ability, their second ability, their Q or W, lets you attack things faster and take more damage from magic. It's just better Pugna, better Decrepify. Go right click Chen. Get a Vladimir. Get a Mjolnir. Go right click Chen.
Okay. I mean,
Think about it.
Okay, but if they pick up Meepo, Chen's dead.
Oh yeah, true, fair, 100%.
They just need to get a Meepo. Winter Wyvern's banned out. That's probably what they banned out the Winter Wyvern, because that's pretty good again as well. So I like that pick. Doom's good against the Chen. Pick that up as well. Naga Siren's really good. I think it just cleared. I think same thing goes for natures. You just either need something global like a Zeus, or you need something that can just just keep it locked down. Keep it absolutely locked down. But, it does seem that we are there's a little bit of technical difficulties while we just get everything sorted. But so far, it gives us a good opportunity just to talk about heroes. Now, other than Brood or Chen, Edu, I want to know favorite hero. Hit me.
Rubik.
Rubik. Interesting. Why?
Yep. Because your spells, my spells, easy problem. If your spells are my spells, we just win. Think about it.
Okay. I mean, but what if it's really bad spells?
Well, then you're a bad Rubik.
No,
Your spells,
no,
my spells. Your good spells, my good spells. Every character has one good spell, and it's called an ultimate. If you're a good Rubik, you carry that. You carry it so heavily into that. So I think that this is going to be very interesting to see how they are able to bounce it forward. But Shaky, I'm going to say this right now. The reason why Rubik is the best is he's the Grand friggin' Magus, okay? The Grand Magus. So they should be fine, all right? This guy took Invokers. What is this pick? Pudge?
Okay, that came out of nowhere. I did not expect that whatsoever. Why is there Pudge?
Straight up left field. And, you know, I love Pudge. I have over 5,000 hours played on just Pudge. I love the character. But don't pick him against a Chen and a Gyro. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Now you get counterpick Slark into Slardar. They're bringing the fish out.
I mean, I knew that Slark and Slardar is good in this match. Gyrocopter, I've seen it banned a few times. Slardar is yes, pretty much where the creme de la creme is. Slark, mobility-wise, gets the axe. Obviously, everyone goes the axe. Slark gets the double pass. So good. Slardar's got that sustain now with its Aggro Crash. Storm's good, actually. Yeah, I like the Storm against the Slark.
Storm counters the Gyro, counters the Slardar, counters the Chen, counters the Slark. It is the perfect counter pick. I love that. I love that so much for them. But I will say this. You're sleeping on the Gyro pick. Gyro, instead of a right-click build, this Gyro in this position, this is going to be a pause 4 or pause 5 hard support mage nuker. The way that you build Gyro nowadays is you get yourself a Kaya and Sange, or maybe even just a Kaya into an E-Blade, and just beat the life out of people. Especially now that E-Blade is Kaya plus Aether Lens. That's the... Why would they do that? That is too strong.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, that I do like the short pickup on Gyro. As a support, I think Gyro is overlooked. And there's a lot of games where I play Gyrocopter and I think, I play support and I think, I forgot to pick Gyrocopter. That's quite fun to play that. But I think the higher you get in MMR, the more people kind of understands it, just the dynamic around that. And they know how to kind of counter that play. At the moment, though, could deal with that. Rangers are technically pretty much good against Gyrocopter because you can't get on top of them as much. Venger's got that missile that can stun him down if he wants to get too close. Nature's Prophet's got the Sprout as well to keep him down. So generally, I think Gyrocopter's support is just going to have to rely on that on his rocket as much as he can, and try and kind of set up for the slaughter when they're in lane. But I want to see at this next pick for Rakuzan. They've picked up their mid. They've picked up their pos 3. We're looking at a pos 1 now. Prediction wise, I feel like we might see something like an Abaddon, a Terrorblade. Okay.
They needed something stronger to carry. Abaddon requires the ability to get a right click off. How are you going to do that when you have so much stun? You got a Pudge, you got a Venge, you got a Storm. So you can't really, and against this team, you have Slark, you have Slardar stun, you have Gyro stun. There's just too much stun to pick an Abaddon. Yes, Abaddon is real meta right now, but ever since they nerfed Solar Crest a little bit, it's just not as good. For maybe 3 days, Abaddon was god tier. Well, let's see it. Ember.
I like it. I like it. If you want to pick up a spirit, you need to try and counter it with another spirit. I think that's just Dota 101 from the beginning. No
it's
matter
like
what
rock, paper, scissors. Storm,
like.
Ember,
yeah.
Earth.
Void. There's 4.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
he doesn't count. He's not an elemental spirit. What element is void? Okay, that is a lack of anything. It doesn't make sense.
I mean, hey, don't judge it by the bounds of this planet, all right? This is like cosmic stuff. Void can be an element, dark matter is a thing. People talk about dark matter. It's definitely a thing, so that could be
real
void.
talk though, we already had that. Its name is Enigma, and it has a giant ultimate.
Okay, it's got a giant black hole, okay, but Void Spirit harnesses that. All right, it's a spirit of the void. I don't know why I'm explaining this.
Yeah. You make sense. Spirit Breaker should counter all of them. Just saying, it's in the name.
No, but he breaks spirits.
Yeah, they're all spirits. He should counter all of them.
Yeah, fair. Actually, and he does. He's pretty good, actually.
Yeah. I mean, he's also
spirits,
he's just one of the strongest characters right now for ganking and roam support.
That name. Okay, moving on. I'm not going to give it much attention. In the game now. Excited to see what these teams are going to bring out. We're going to have an immediate pause off the bat. Feels like I'm playing South African Dota at the moment, with all our lovely load shedding happening. So we got immediate smoke, Edu. And I want to see this level. Is that level 30 Terrorblade? No. Yes? That's level 30 Terrorblade.
No, it's 25.
25. That's 25. Yep. Oh.
Well, also,
Okay.
I will say this.
Got to 30.
I will say this. I would be level 30 on a lot of characters based on how much I've played if I ever gave Valve more money. It's a free-to-play game. I'm not spending $4 a month. I'm sorry, it's too much money to pay for Dota. I already spent it in skins.
Hey, I like tipping people. Okay, that is a nice thing.
You can tip people without it though. You don't need to pay to get the tipping
but then,
service.
You get the nice seasonal terrain. You get some voice
seasonal
lines.
terrain. I had the international battle passes decades ago. Literally, that gave me better looking terrain than the seasonal terrain.
Fair. Okay, weather though.
Oh yeah, weather. Wow, I want it to rain on my parade. No, I don't. No.
Nah, it's more like spring. It's like leaves. It's just like leaves blowing across the screen.
How is there a giant tree above us? How is it raining leaves 24/7? How is that happening?
No, there's trees. The whole map's full with trees, Edu.
Makes sense.
I got you on that one, mate. I mean, we're literally surrounded by trees on this map, so obviously there's gonna be a lot of leaves. Okay, so another pause. Anyway, so jokes aside, I'm really excited for this game to start. Prediction wise, where you standing? What do you think?
Well, right now, as a fan of Pudge and looking at that team, he loses. I think that team MEIAW is going to win this. And the reason why is they counterpicked beautifully. Slark counterpicking a Pudge. If that Pudge ever does get tanky, let's say that the Pudge steamrolls and gets 15 flesh heaps at the 15-minute mark, 1 per minute, as a good Pudge should, right? What does that mean? Well, that means that you are a big ball of flesh that a Slark will beat you up and take 3 or 2 agility every left click. No, you just die. In Terrorblade, how does Terrorblade deal with Slardar? How does Terrorblade deal with Slark? He's a right click with no stun.
Shard.
Oh, he gets his shard. So we're going to have to wait for him for 15 minutes. Well, I mean, this helps. This helps, though. Gyro deciding to take a little dirt nap is going to be easy for them. Come on, TB, why are you giving it to Storm? Interesting.
I mean, Terrorblade needs it a bit more than Storm, but that's going to give Storm the opportunity to at least get that bottle beforehand. So that bottle is going to come a little bit early on the mid lane. So I'm not massive against that being given towards the mid. On the subject of Terrorblade and what you said, I think it's not that bad, honestly. I like Terrorblade if it's played properly and it looks like this person can't play it. Look, the Slock's dead, Edu.
Yeah, and here's the thing, though. What was I saying? I said, if the Pudge steamrolls, which they just did with the start of 2 kills, if the Pudge steamrolls, late game, they have nothing on Slark. Late game, they have nothing on Slardar. Their off lane is Pudge. This team's off lane is Slardar. Which one has better initiation? In my opinion, Slardar. Even though Pudge, yes, can drag you out of a position, there's an Ember Spirit. Good luck holding him in that position for very long. At least that's with the implication and the expectation that this Ember Spirit is not bad.
Yeah, I mean, Ember Spirit might be bad because a courier just walked past him and he didn't go for it.
Yeah, who needs that?
So Archer,
who needs a
Archer's
global
got a free
bounty
bottle.
rune? You know why?
Yeah, who needs that? You know, you just go. I mean, they didn't even get first blood. So I mean, that would have been, that would have equalized it a little bit with that bounty rune. But nonetheless, so you saying that MIAW is going to be the team that's going to take this one? Yeah,
Late game. If the game ends in 28 minutes, like we've seen here at Arena Esports, no. But if this is a team that wants to push it into the late game, so I can expect and hope that they're going to try their best to do so.
Okay, I stick with you on that one. I think this is the first time in a game where I'm not going to choose the opposing team just for a bit of interest. I do like the Slock. I think Slock's really strong. I love Chen. Chen's sustain is brilliant when it starts to get to late game. Slardar is phenomenal at dealing with heroes like Pudge and Terrorblade. So okay. Well, these predictions are for late in the game, ladies and gentlemen. If you guys are watching right now, the predictions that we are making right now is for later, not for the 3-0.
I mean, I will say this team right now, they are a very early game dependent team. Not MIAW, but the other team. MIAW has the ability to gank on a fly with Natures and Pudge. They are going to be going for early lead. They know that they have to do a very aggressive play style early, or they're just not going to be able to have enough space in the late game. Ember Spirit pushes lanes, Chen starts ratting, Gyrocopter can easily just jump on someone from a mile away. Just one stun and you're kind of caught out.
Yeah, true. But bear in mind though, if Rakuzan, if they keep doing what they're doing right now and that's applying pressure with this global global Furion, then it could be the fact that they might be able to get more kills if they get a good enough start. If that Pudge gets more stacks, it's very difficult to deal with that Pudge up until like minute 25-30. Slock needs to get a good start. If they put pressure on this top lane, it'll be good. If it was the other way around, if the natures were somewhere else and they could constantly put 3 on the Slock, that would have been insane. I'd love to have seen that. They need to try and get the Slock to farm as slow as they can, in my opinion. If that's not going to happen, then their next bet is going to have to be Storm, and Storm's going to have to finish off this lane really quickly and start moving around as soon as he gets at 6.
Yeah, I think you're fair. I think you're fair about that. We got to see, a counter to this very mobile team by starting to bring that mobility back. But look at that juke. I mean, honestly, this Ember Spirit's not doing too bad, but the problem is that's a Storm Spirit. If you are to be punished, you will be punished. That's just the way that the guy works. But
definitely. And I put emphasis on the Storm's ability to play the positional game. You saw Storm, instead of running straight on the tower and taking more hits, Storm ran diagonally to the right in order to get a couple of last hits down. And on top of that, Ember thought that, he can safely go for that flag bearer creep. But Storm's just actively denying. 4 denies, and I think 3 of those were either range or flag bearer creeps, which is a lot of gold missed out.
Yeah, I kind of agree
That's
with you on that
punch.
one.
That's a first kill for MEAW.
All right.
Pretty
well,
good start so far for MEAW. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's a start to slowing this team down. Obviously, they don't have the best lead right here. They're still down net worth wise and last hit wise. It is a pretty hefty difference in getting these last hits in mid. This Storm Spirit is quite ahead right now. Has 5 denies. Ember Spirit has 0. But look at this kill top. That's a flesh heap. But that's going to be something even scarier. That should be a guaranteed agility stack now for Slark.
Yeah, definitely. No, it's fantastic. Punch goes down. Venge Spirit goes down bot. But either or, both of these core getting some sort of permanent stack. So it's not horribly bad. Ember though, I think what makes Ember strong as soon as he gets his 6 is his ability to put his remnant down, get back to base, fill a bottle if he has one. I didn't see, but fill his bottle, regen, come back. That's instant. So even if Storm puts pressure on him, as soon as he gets his 6, it's going to be too late for Storm to really keep on chipping away at his health.
Yeah, you're right about that. You definitely are. But one thing I will say
I'm hearing a lot of you're right today, Edgy. Are you feeling okay?
No, I think you're right about how this game is going. The direction, the trajectory for these players is looking pretty clean. I will say that it's not you're right because of, anything else. I think, you have some good points, Shaky. I would never discredit your opinion.
I wouldn't discredit yours either,
Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Anytime.
Yeah. If you predicted that the Terrorblade is going to dominate the early game, then maybe I would take it the other way around. But I'm glad we can agree on what we think is going to be a good game this game.
TB just canceled his left click onto a courier. It's so many courier dodges.
Might be in trouble, though.
No, they got an NP. They're fine. They even
got
might have
magic
a kill.
missile, and they got the blood grenade going to tick down. All that Fury needs is 2 more hits. That blood grenade! It's not going to be enough. Oh man, that's close.
And even at DD too. Backrooms had DD before he TP'd in. That's a lot of damage to be afraid of. But wait, they left top alone, and this is the power of Chen. Just straight aggression. But homie, you're in mid's territory now. This is what happens. Level 3 against level 6. Yeah, thanks for giving up another flesh heap. I think we're at 4 flesh heaps right now.
Yeah, that's a lot of
3.
stats.
We're at 3 flesh heaps right here. Because one of the kills that Pudge got an assist for wasn't close enough to actually get the flesh heap on.
Yeah. No, that I think it's still a bit of a slow start, all things considered. They might be able to get top though. They might be able to get that sprout off, but we do see Yobo's going to come through with his ability to try and put pressure onto this vengeful spirit. He's going to be able to get away. He's got that magic one pop off. The stun's going to come through as a backline. Also jumps up forward, goes for the slaughter. Slaughter's going to go down, but Ember's joined the fray. They have managed to get Gyrocopter down, but they still look for more. A little bit of a few shots going to come through on Rogue as Jens tries to get it down, but the Field's going to get that sprout down. That's going to connect on one. Jump away and a back from Ember as he zips away and even sidesteps his own shadow to try and get away from that fight. And that was pretty good. That was a good fight indeed.
Oh yeah, a great fight if you're not Team MEAW. That was 3 players for a Vengeful. Not worth it. Not worth it. All right. And they do that late game. Vengeful Spirit doesn't even die. Aghanim's Venge, terrifying. So the fact of the matter, very temp. Oh, wow. And the toxicity on the tip too. That was nice. I really like what they just did there.
What, you like tipping people for toxicity?
Yes. No, but I like the way that the Storm Spirit leashed the creep before it could deny the rune. That was such a smart play. You have a fraction of a second to actually think about what you're doing there, grabbing that rune, and being able to be like, okay, very quick on the fingers there. It's just something to shout out. But wait, they're smoked up. They want to gank mid. Oh, never mind. They want to gank a sentry ward that they don't even break.
No, yeah. Rogue just thought, it's going to go rogue a little bit. Man, that was horrible. Could
have been better, but we take it.
You know what? Honestly, it's like you said. Sometimes you have a split second decision to think about something you want to say, and it just doesn't come out the way you want it to. So, and that was one of those examples.
Oh, this is good. This could be a kill, but scared away yet again. I mean, everyone's low on mana right now, so that is going to be a little bit of a problem. They don't want to get dove here because you're not going to be able to counter hook. But I think Shezda just got a mango from a teammate. Yeah, so he's got mana again. And he also has the just so much regen on this team. I love it. And they're up by double the kills here. If you look at the last hits and denies, the net worth going on, that Slark is trying his best, but TB is just barely out front. Wait, he's got 26 denies.
Yeah, that's a bit wicked, doesn't it? I mean, 26 denies, but Pudge's still sitting pretty good with those losses, I think. Pudge is not bad in this situation. He's got 2 stacks. We thought it was 4. He only got 2.
I thought it was 3, but
all things
the fact that it's
considered,
only 2 is really just disappointing. Guess he didn't get the one during First Blood. I think that's the one he missed.
Yeah, probably. I mean, a little bit of stun on Furin. They have the Slider first going to come through, able to clean up that one, but the stuns immediately from Neoxa, from Vengeful Spirit, as they do try to get the right clicks down on Rippler, and that's going to be enough. All that they need from the Storm. Slider first is going to be able to clean that one up, and I think that's a good back and forth. They did manage to get some sort of trade, but it's still a 2-for-1, as it does look like MEAW was starting to claw their way back into this game.
Yeah, it's off the back of the Ember Spirit. Out of every fight that has taken place, Ember has been unpunished and just walks away. Dude just got a double kill, walked away. In bottom lane, he was the only person to get a kill during the whole trade there. So it's always the Ember who comes out on top. And because the kills are being more evenly spread throughout all of this Radiant side, you're not getting the same impact. So that's why Ember's actually leading in money over the Storm. Actually, no, I'm lying. Leading in XP over the Storm, but should be a dead Pudge.
Yeah, that's they do. It actually grabs the Chen for in fact, but the stun's going to come through from Chen as they do use those creeps to try and get as much as they can. 2 down each side. Slock's going to try and look for more as the zips comes through from Archer, and he's going to be able to clean up that one quite nicely as he gets a mega kill streak for the Storm. 6,300 net worth. That's a good start for that Spirit.
The fights aren't over though. Looks like we almost saw a dead Terrorblade, but they know that the ult is available, so they did back it out just a little bit there. Actually, no, TB has not skilled their ult yet. Just going up pure damage here. So if they knew that TB didn't have their ult, they might have stuck to it. But this TB, solid free farm. About to get Manta pretty soon here, actually. I would say about 3 minutes away from having that Manta delivered on the courier as well. So they are pretty stacked. But look at Chen. Chen going for Guardian Boots and going maybe for the Arcanes as well. This is very interesting. I think this is a dead Chen no matter what. Yeah. That hook should be enough if he follows it up. If it's a small Chen and he had a little bit more health, I would take my creeping position in between me and the Pudge just to try and get that hook to deny. But I mean, he was dead there either way. There was a big caveat there. You said, if I were a smart Chen. That's not what we have here. That's not what we got. This Chen has been... I mean, the Chen's not playing horribly. Positionally, yes, they are. Level 5 right now. They are the only person not to reach 6. It is 12-minute mark. So they are like almost 50% efficient when it comes to how much XP they're gathering and where they are going to ward. The entire reason they were over there was to put a ward down. They didn't even get the ward off and they just died. So they're trying to get info for their team and it's not working out. The fact that they're not using their minions or creeps that they're taking control over and sending it for info first is why they are just having bad positioning, and that does come down to game sense and game knowledge. It does come down to game sense, and I agree with you with that. He got caught out in the triangle when he got taken on. So it's man. XP is such a fickle thing in this game. If you are a support and you're trying to do your job and you get taken out before you get 6, it feels like an eternity. Before you wipe your eyes, it's 17 minutes in, you haven't gotten your 6 yet, you're still on brown boots with barely anything, with a windlace at least and some wards in your back pocket, and the games are starting to really pick up and the team needs you to level 6. But before I say anything else, a big was going to come through, that's going to actually be enough. Hold on a minute. That was pretty good. Yeah, the insta-stun there, combo from the hook into Vengeful, pretty clean, but look at this, it's a trade-off, it's a trade-back. This Slardar has yet to really come online, and I don't think they're going to be able to. Fishy, die.
It's quite difficult, even with that extra region that the Slaughter does provide, it's going to be quite difficult for them. But the Slaughter Fist going to come through at least from the Ember Spirit, but he's going to have to jump away. Ooh, that Pudge is falling low. All they need is a few more hits to try and get it down. They're trying to help out. The Slaughter Fist going to come through. Well played by Modefish, but he gets pulled in by the Storm Spirit. There's two people that's going to start falling low. Storm Spirit will jump off forward. The Corrosive Haze is on top of him. He tries to get the slow. Oh, but no, he goes down. He was so close with the Slaughter Fist, but now they're trying to equalize this, but they got the TP in from the Furion as he helps to mitigate the damage going on. And Archer, unbeknownst to them, goes away with very little health. Oh, that Ember, Edu.
Yeah, that is so unfortunate. And Ember would have lived if this Storm Spirit built anything different than a Witchblade. Witchblade, so strong on those mid-intel characters. Great on Invoker sometimes, great on Silencer, especially on OD. Like, this is a build that I'm really excited is actually coming in. And this Storm Spirit going Witchblade might tell me that we were going to be seeing a lot of damage over time effects from this team, even though, you know, that's someone else's ballpark. You know, this guy's acting like a new Venomancer.
Yeah, no, it's Corrosive is just the name of the game right now. I think that's also why Abaddon's so good at the moment. It's Corrosive is just such a good buff to have. Yeah, did I say why so good on Venomancer, or did I say Abaddon?
I
think I said Venomancer.
I think Veno. I think Veno.
Yeah,
would
well,
be the
Venomancer
right.
is really good. I mean, Abaddon, Venomancer and Abaddon both. Corrosive is just a really good debuff.
Yeah, well, this isn't the Corrosive Orb. This is or Orb of Corrosion. This is just Witchblade. Witchblade is its own beast.
Wait, Witchblade doesn't give corrosion, doesn't it? It's
No.
True Strike. That's what it gives.
It gives True Strike and damage over time, a poison,
Yes.
technically. But
So it is kind of poison.
talking about something that is kind of like a poison, it's an Orchid, and it is Orchid Malevolence in the hands of Natures. And yeah, this is not going well. If they want to win this game, it's going to be off the back of the Slark. I want to go see that Slark and know how much stacks of agility do they have, because it's the only thing that they're going to have to be riding on. The armor, very solid against a lot of their team, especially when they have Avenge, being able to counter that. So we got 5 right now, so that's going to help. But right now, Shaky, my prediction is faltering a little bit, but I'm saying late game. We're 15 minutes in, 16 minutes in. It's not nearly as close to a late game as possible. This isn't Mobile Legends bang bang, all right? This isn't as fast as that game.
Even the name suggests that it's fast. Mobile Legends bang bang. I love it, dude. I love it. You know what? Yeah, I agree with you. It's not a quick game. 16 minutes in, exactly like you said. We've still got so much time left. 19-11, 6k lead. Oh man, it could honestly go either way. We were talking about Slark looking good for the late game, but with the pressure being applied at the moment, it's starting to look a bit difficult. Terrorblade, you know what? Terrorblade's form, I wanted to say is great, but it's not. We wanted, like you said, what, 6 minutes ago, that in 2 minutes or 3 minutes he's gonna have his Manta, and we're still waiting on it.
I would be right. I would be right about that, Shaky, if he bought it. Look at his money. He has enough for it. He just hasn't purchased it yet. He's had the money since the 13-minute mark. He just didn't buy it. So I'm thinking that maybe they realize, wait, we don't need a Manta. Maybe we just go raw stats, and instead he's going for the Ultimate Orb, which yeah, and the Ultimate Orb is 2,800 now. It used to be 2,100, but they changed it in the last update. So when all these items got shifted around, so maybe that's the goal. Maybe they're going Iascati first.
Yeah, I can see that. Maybe they've just queued up both just to kind of see where they I mean, honestly, Terrorblade hasn't had too many fights happening so far. Tier 2's going to drop down. They haven't had one proper team fight break out. They've had a little one at the top jungle break out, a few players fighting. Slog got taken out there, but as I say that, Slog's actually top going for backrooms, so he's going to get taken out. And that's going to be a nice little agility stack, much needed for the position 1 of MEIAW. That should help him out a little bit more. He's got that Echo Saber, and looks like the Ag's up for grabs next.
Yeah, and talking about this Chen, that positioning, going for it, is it worth the small camp? Might be able to actually get out barely, but wait, Nexo might be able to swap him deeper and deeper. Here's a big fight. You got this, Shaky.
Yeah, but the ult's going to come through as well. Thank you so much for handing it over, Edu. It's such a good timing as well. But the punch going to go through as we see Vengeful Spirit's going to fall down. Archer's going to have to back away immediately. And I thought it was going to be much bigger, but Terrorblade, Edu, look at that. Bot lane, tier 3, in trouble as that lane gets completely pushed down. And even though they got a few kills for themselves, it does look like Wrath Dota is in play right now.
Yeah, I mean, this is looking very clean. I will say one thing. Vladimir's offering is a great pickup that the Chen was able to do. So they bring it back. They really did bring it back here. But I want to say Vlad's plus this team, they all do so much physical damage. That's going to scale beautifully with them. And I like it. I like it. You know, we've been talking a lot of down on a lot of these Chen plays that are happening, but it's okay. And wait a minute. Ember Spirit, I don't think is caught up with the meta. Going Mage Slayer doesn't build into anything anymore.
No, not really. Mage Slayer, if I look at my notes, Mage Slayer is not really giving us much at the moment. It no longer provides 20 damage. It gives you bonus attack speed. It goes from 20. It gives you like 45 bonus attack speed. I mean, the debuff also deals 20 damage per second. So, I mean, it's good for the attack speed, but I wonder how it's going to deal up against this team. Mage Slayer, I guess he wanted just something to try and deal with the Storm Spirits. Magical
Get an Orchid.
damage.
Orchid Bloodthorn.
Yeah, that could definitely be better. BKB is going to be bought up from him in about the next 5 minutes as well. Yeah, I like your suggestion. I think the Bloodthorn would have been mad. Even just Manta, don't you think?
Even just Maelstrom. Super cheap, helps you farm, and scales so well with Ember Spirits, a Sleight of Fist. So the fact that we're not seeing any of those and he's opting for Mage Slayer, he's really just, I think, way too focused on this Storm Spirit and not the bigger terror of the game, and that's the Terrorblade. They're not focused on that.
That setup was nasty. I agree with you. I agree with you. I think they may be focused on trying to fight now, or maybe defending, so that because maybe they feel like the game's just going to go by really quickly, so they need to buy these cheap items just to kind of give them some sort of edge. But it's not a Bloodthorn, you know, like it kind of gives them a little bit of a buff. But the smoke's going to come out, and it does look like they're on the prowl. They might be able to catch out back rooms here. He's not completely safe to jump. He's going to land as well. Reservays there with the slam, and that's going to be a quick kill from Mode Fish as the dude land that one. No other teams in sight. As the scan's going to come through on Rosh. Is it going to clip any of them? It's not. So they are going to be able to get the Roshan without that scan really getting onto anyone. Do they take the teleporter though? They might get caught out here.
They're still going to be going there. They're still going to be
They
going.
have to, yeah.
Yeah, and Nature's is dead. But by the time this fight reaches its peak, it should be Nature coming back. But they're spotted.
This could be bad. That's corrosive ice. He's gonna take it out. Gonna get put down onto the Terrorblade. That's gonna cause a little bit of a trail as Terrorblade trying to position himself to put a little bit of pressure on. They are gonna lose Chen, but it's not over just yet. They still have 4 players in this game, and oh, look at that! Maybe being able to get off the backline. Meanwhile, Terrorblade's gonna clean up the back party as well as Archer managed to grab off that Chen or the gyrocopters. He barely got away with that magic wand, but it's not going to be enough, and a lot of action is happening, and they are being able to clean up Roshan now. That's going to give them a good... Why is he typing 0.1 second Remnant expire? What?
Never know. Sometimes things just happen, you know? But they got the immortality. They won the fight. They walked away with that with no casualties outside of the previous ganked natures. So I don't know. This does not look good. But the fact that Storm Spirit's the one who picks it up, I think makes a little bit less sense, as TB is the character that has no escape compared to Storm. But maybe Storm is that afraid of the Diffusal Blade sapping all his mana. Possibly.
Okay. I understand. Okay. That's a good point. Oh, hey, Archer. This man's quick. That's really quick, but I think the Slaughter's a bit quicker on that blink. Man, it's good to have good ping, doesn't it?
Good to have good ping. Honestly, we've had issues here at Arena with previous ping difference because of the MENA region to others, but we're getting right into a fight with the clean hook.
Oh man, that was so good. Exactly like that. That's going to help him at least secure 1 kill on the chin, but the jump's it's not going to be over just yet as Archer is trying to put pressure on Pignoy King here, but it looks like he's going to be able to get away, but there's a lot of damage being taken down by that Witchblade. And they're all looking for more. Spot's going to position himself up forward to try and just see if they can get any sort of hook here. They got the bait lined up, but it doesn't look like MEAW is going to have to want to bite onto anything just yet, as they are going to have to back away. Ags have been bought on Slog, so the opportunity to fight is there, but I think he wants way more. He's going to go for the Shadow Blade instead.
Yeah, I like the Shadow Blade pickup, but there it is. The Miasma, the new weapon, the Witchblade's upgrade on the Storm Spirit. What that pretty much does is, hey, you know how much intel Storm Spirit has? Yeah, every second take that much damage. And slow. It's dumb. It's too strong. And now it's already bought. This team that we're looking on the Radiant has updated their builds based around the current meta. I don't think we're seeing any change. We have a Chen. This isn't 2016. It really isn't. We don't need a Chen. If it was a Chen mid, I think Chen would have played better than a Chen safe lane.
Did they have the Miasma? Did he have the Miasma in that fight?
No, but they just picked it up.
Oh, okay, because I saw that Slaughter was tipping down quite a bit, but it was obviously just from what he had at the time. But, oh man, that's pretty cool. They're not gonna go for the Tormentor. That's, you know what, eh? If anything, I've had a very tough time. I don't know if you agree on this. I've had a very tough time convincing my fellow players in ranked to commit to the Tormentor level at minute 20.
There's no reason not to. Anytime, it's like people just are so stuck in their ways, and Tormentor is a very recent patch in the grand scheme of the timeline of Dota. I think that's why.
Yeah, but like, it's been out for a couple of months, and it's such a good objective. It gives you a free shot. It gives your team 1,400 gold.
Yep.
I mean, that's saying a lot.
And if your entire team has it, it's just a glorified bounty rune at the end of the day, but still worth it, because it's about your enemies do not get theirs. So your enemies don't get their Tormentor shards, or they don't get the 250 gold. So it's like, it's always worth it to just take the enemy Tormentor, take your own Tormentor as soon as you can. You know, take it before it's taken from you.
Yeah, just deny it from them. It's exactly what they did, yeah. And they playing that objective gaming really well. And I do like seeing stuff like that, where the team's actively trying to take objectives as much as they can. Because Dota is an objective-based game, if you didn't know. To you guys watching right now.
Objectives? Nah. It's Defense of the Ancients. Pfft, whoever calls it that. This is Dota, all right? This is run around killing people. This is Dota. Gotta get your kills, guys. Get your kills.
Wait, objective-based gaming. OBG. That's a new name.
I'm sure it's new.
OBG. Aubergine.
Eggplant. Got it.
That's the new logo. We got it.
Oh, this is... Wait. Look at that.
Glimmer Cape really helped up with that. Oh, the jump in! Does he actually grab him? No, he doesn't. Oh man, I love a good TP.
All right, 6-second cooldown on that axe though. 6-second cooldown, and then you take, or 7-second cooldown for a 6-second duration of 155 damage. But fight breaking
they might
out.
be able to get some TP out. They're gonna be able to go out the root. Hook stay from punch. It lands on the Slog. That's gonna be able to bring him back, as it's so much damage being done now. The Shiva's gonna get popped out. That's gonna slow him down. But the jump! Oh, here comes on. He's gonna look for more as he looks for the money, and he's gonna be able to get that one done quickly. As it's just too fast for them to handle. Oh,
too fast, too quick.
Slog. Yeah, I know. Shazada just, that hook was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Absolute. But let's talk about this Terrorblade's itemization. We talked that, hey, they needed to get a Manta style. They opted not for it. They did go the Shiva's route, and then they said, I still don't need a Manta. I'm going Butterfly. So this guy's hella farmed right here. No concerned. Absolutely pushing it in. Might be able to keep it moving. And even has a Dragonlance for the stats. Dragonlance, if you don't know, is probably the best cost to actual like ability stats you can get. That's why Meepos will build 2 Dragonlances.
Oh no, it's such a good item. I completely agree with you. That's so good. And I love the direction that they went. I have Scotty into Butterfly. It completely demolishes that team. And you know what? For the first time ever, AJ, we're wrong in a prediction. We are actually wrong. And I'm gonna say that because it looks like
No, they still got it. They
Rakuzan-
still got it. It's only 24,000 gold difference. They still got it.
Only 24,000. At least Pignoid King can blink like hell. Like this person has not missed a single blink when someone's tried to either jump him from the storm or hook him from the punch. Been quite exceptional with that. What's smoke? I mean, MEIAW, you said they still got it, but it looks like they're gonna look for something. The stun's gonna miss
You
from Pignoid King
jinxed him.
as he actually missed it out. Here comes the big play. The hook's gonna come through. Magic Mist that's gonna land on the punch. That's gonna hold him down for a little bit longer. The healing's gonna come through from Chen as they're trying to hold up. But Pignoid King's gonna get swapped out from the backline. He's gonna go dead punch. He's falling down slowly. MEIAW looks like they might be able to turn this around, but the whole team's still gonna come through. They do have Terrorblade with the right click's gonna come as Archer zips in between all of it as they try to hold down, but Slark's gonna fall low. The right click's in there, but Pignoid jumps in. He gets the kill for them. The stun on the bench. That's gonna clean that one up. All that's left standing is Furion and Terrorblade. But Terrorblade's strong. They forget about that. I have Scotty. That might be enough, but they don't have the range to try and get onto Pignoid. They do have some sort of reflection to try and get the damage out, so the blink is not actually least used, but the Slark's still there to try and go for it. The stun's gonna come through. The homing missile is gonna be there. That's gonna connect on that. Do they have the Sunder to use? It's not gonna be there because the stun from Pignoid King's gonna clean it up, and Furion's nowhere to be seen. As MEIAW turns that fight around and gets 4, and I mean, you can basically say 5. Furion's not really helping right now, and that's going to be a good turn for them. Still 19k.
What is this Furion's items? Mage Slayer, Vladimir's Offering, both items built after an Orchid. So odd.
I have no idea. That's
Also,
what?
if I'm looking at these abilities used, Slark also has an Orchid Malevolence. So Slark building pretty standard for what you need to do to counter this player. But what I need to see soon is, can anyone on this team get a Sheep Stick? That is the only way to late game counter a Storm Spirit. But wait, we're seeing some kills.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of just an RIP for Venge. If you got Slark latching onto you with an Axe, that's pretty much done. Can't really swap anyone. There's no one there.
Stupendous.
All right. I like. Now, look at this. He's going for Bloodthorn. I like the plan. Bloodthorn now gives you a ton of attack speed. It's why it's so strong. Better than Mage Slayer, as we've talked about previously. But looking at the next, Terrorblade realizing, I'm going to need to get something to counter. And a big pickup, this is going to be free. Yeah, nobody's there to save him. Couldn't blink away from that
sad,
one.
Man.
You
Yeah,
jinxed
that
it.
slaughter was really good. I mean, who jinxed it? Me?
Yeah, you caster curse, pointing out, wow, this Slaughter never misses a blink. Misses a blink and then gets caught out. The 2 things that he never used to do.
I mean, we gave MEIAW the caster curse, and looks like they might be coming back from it. But that nature lead is actually picking up again. So I think if they just keep doing the same that they did, the fight was really isolated. What do you think allowed MEIAW to win that one?
I think 100% they just allowed Slark to get in their back line. Slark took out all of the support, did a ton of damage to Pudge, and that, I think by the end of the fight, they had 39 bonus agility procs, as well as the amount that they actually get the kill on. And that is the procs, not how much they actually get. So they were at a few hundred agility, which makes them near impossible to kill with that armor. So we do have Roche Roar, it's mighty Roar, but it is not going to be contested here. So to answer your question, what changed the fight? It's because it's a Slark against a team that he counters.
Yeah, true. That's true. And he's picking up a bit of pace. I don't know exactly what the agility gain on him is right now, but I'm pretty sure that he's sitting at a good spot. And Pudge, even though he's got a good amount of items, only 10 stacks is that's not a lot for Pudge at this stage of the game. So they still have an opportunity to do a lot there, and I think that Shadowblade's going to give them a lot. But they do have a smoke's going to come through. Rogue is he's going to be a rogue in the trees, and he's going to get caught out by an archer.
The smoke ganks have been so efficient by both teams, though.
Yeah. It has.
So, Shaky, this is probably going to be our last fight of this game. Unless, wait, he's caught out. And they're not going to even bother fighting. Chen just bought back for this fight. This very non-existent fight.
Yeah, that's a tier 3. That's the last one. Jumping is going to come in for a slot with the hook! The hook from Punch! They do have the ult on Slock as he can try to pick up the pieces and at least get back into this, but the jumper going back in there. The sun is going to land! It's going to connect on Slaughter as he takes the one down. No flyback available for Slaughter as the zip's going to come through from Archer as he takes down Gyrocopter, and it's so much for them to deal with. The hook from Shazada does not connect, unfortunately. And this, I feel like, is going to be GG. 3 heroes still left on the board. Not much in the tank.
You know, surprise, surprise, they built Mage Slayers to deal with all this magic damage instead of BKBs. Don't do that. Bad idea. But looking at this now, I mean, this is their #1 player, the Slark. Can't really do much. Oh, a missed hook though. This is the missed opportunity. Yeah. They're jumping in.
That could be it. Slark is on the background now. He's going to go straight for Storm Spirit, but he's completely disappeared from the universe. As Slark still tries to get the kill on Punch, but he might be focusing on the wrong person as the snip's going to come back and forth from Archer, and they're going to be able to land that one on Slark. Now that leaves 2 with the Ember Spirit, but that is going to be GG, ladies and gentlemen, as we do see Rakuzan taking game 1 in this best of 3.
Wow. I will say one thing. GG, Rogue. What happened? That is a very inefficient Chen gameplay. We didn't see anything that they were really bringing to the table besides death. They weren't able to touch up. They weren't able to get on the point, and that's unfortunate. So, Shaky, looking at how this has been going for this team, I think that a big question is, do we bring the Chen back? And my answer is hell no.
Hell no?
Hell no. Absolutely not.
No, sorry, excuse me. I completely agree with you. That's that was a very tough game. I don't think that Chen should be brought back at all. And I think that they should be left on the bench in the next game. It might have been a good pick in theory with that sustain, but they just didn't have any follow-up, really.
They didn't have anything to link up with it, as you said. Yeah, no follow. No synergy. Yeah. Chen didn't do anything for an individual team. If anything, I mean, maybe blocked a hook with a creep. Didn't happen against that Pudge, but disappointing.
Yeah, no, absolutely disappointing. But all to be said, that is only still the first game of this best of 3. And, we still have a lot in store for this upcoming games. I do want to touch on quickly on what our predictions was in that game. We obviously hoped and prayed that Slark was going to be the Hail Mary that they needed for MEIAW. And what do you think, in your opinion, is really where they started to struggle in that game?
I think that the moment or main gameplay aspect that they struggled with had to have come down to positioning. They got called out and caught out so many times that Chen, especially trying to chase a Pudge into mid in your triangle, made no sense. Doing a lot of these wards in river that you already had a ward on the opposite side made no sense. So it's just like positioning is a big problem for not only the Chen. You saw, a lot of the time one player caught out, like the Gyro caught out, luckily had Glimmer Cape to escape, but just because you escaped doesn't mean that you were in a good position to begin with. So I would think that it's their positioning, 100%, that they need to update. Yeah. And also items, that what they were able to buy with. But we are going to be sending it to a little bit of a break here. So we'll get back into what they did wrong and hopefully see more soon. So we'll see you soon. And what an interesting game. But as we were talking about, with how we saw them do, what they can do better, what they did worse, one thing can be celebrated is that this score is going to be filled with some nice, clean, permanent stats they accumulated. The flesh heaps, the agility, the essence shift is how it's called. It was real clean. So, Shaky, looking at the scoreboard soon, I'm excited to see how each individual player played. I know, and my brain is telling me who I can expect on the bottom and who I can expect on the top, but it's who's in the middle, who was able to like flex a bit that I want to be interested in most.
Definitely. No, there was a good few plays in that game. I think it can be said that both teams played exceptionally well. MEAW did good in the first half, even though they did give away 3 kills before the timer even. Well, they gave away 2 kills really quickly before the timer even hit 5 minutes. So that definitely put them behind, as well as, I mean, the rotation from that Furion was so good. They were bot lane on that slot off the whole time. It gave Terrorblade so much space to farm. So if anything, I want to see them kind of push back on that and on that again. Obviously, I don't think Rakuzan's going to pick up a Furion again. So global presence not massively, something that they have to worry about. But Spirit Breaker, like you said, is still on the table. So not a bad hero.
Yeah, not terrible. I will say that one thing that I kind of, will point out, double-edged sword when you have a Furion. When your Nature's Prophet TP's out to go gank bottom, well, you're not there to harass the Slark. And what we saw in last hits in damage is a Slark that dominated their lane for the early game farm. 26 denies at the 10-minute mark. I mean, that is almost every creep wave that showed up, and it did impact the exp rates of this pudge. The pudge wasn't able to really build up here very often. So I think what we can expect is maybe, yes, they want to have those elevated ganks, but they have to be a little bit more successful. They weren't killing the Slardar, they were scaring them off. All right, they were scaring the fishes away from the pond. That's all that they were doing. But it was close. It was close. So if they are going to be bringing that kind of strat, I think that they instead are going to want to shut down the Slark early. If you shut down the Slark early, that TV was fine in lane. He wasn't being ganked. He wasn't being killed. So even though they made him more space than he actually, really needed, they weren't killing anything down bottom. So that's my hypothesis as to how this next game is going to go. Is if they're going to focus on anything, it's going to be that safe lane where you don't have a Chen dying and you have some more trades coming through.
Definitely. They need to put more pressure on that safe lane. Both sides, really. I think Slark got away with murder. Terrorblade got away with murder. And then the off lanes were really the places where it was kind of like a hit or miss. Mid lane, I think, as it goes with picking 2 spirits, Storm Spirit, Ember Spirit, pretty much evenly matched. Both of them played really well. Storm Spirit, as soon as he got his 6, started moving around a little bit more. Ember Spirit, like we said, as soon as he got his Remnant, he was able to move back and forth. His sustain was really good. So it kind of just, the game kind of progressed at a slower rate. And we saw a few fights break out here and there. I just think MEAW just misplayed. I don't think they really kept their foot on the pedal long enough.
And the items they were bringing to the table, yes, Vladimir's offering a great item to have, but they needed something to shut down. Like a Rod of Atos would be so much better against that team. But let's look at the scoreboard. Let's see what meta build right now for Storm Spirit come out. Shiva's Guard, we talked about that on the Pudge. Pudge bringing it as well. Also, Pudge getting a Veil here that's so good. The lifesteal, the mana regen from it, and Ags. This guy went for I'm going to sit in one spot holding my rot down strategy. So I love the way that this team built, except for the natures. Mage Slayer into Vlad's. Those 2 items did nothing for him.
Yeah. Mage Slayer, no. I don't rate it. I don't think it gave MEAW what they wanted. And what they needed. They had, how many Mage Slayers do they have? They had 1 picked up on the Ember. It just didn't work. There's nothing they could have really done. The Veil Discord's good. That builds over into Shiva's. I think probably just going straight for the Veil Discord. Ember? Yeah, I mean, you can.
But yeah, but like, if you're going for damage, he was doing mostly physical the entire time. He wasn't there doing magic damage. He wasn't burning people. He was too squishy to like have the sustained burn. So I don't
I
see
mean, he
anything.
went
I
Vayner
don't see,
Discord.
yeah, which is gonna help him in a slight bit of armor. It's a decent armor pickup, but it's also expensive. It's an expensive mana cost. He also got BKB, which I think he's the only person on his team to get BKB. So at least he recognized, wait a minute, we need a BKB.
True.
And you can see the sword
Vayner
trying to
Discord
build one
builds
as
into
well.
Shivas. So plate
Yeah.
mail would give him a bit of armor, would have been alright. And then obviously the recipe is a bit spinny. It's 1,700 gold. So that looks like the direction he went with afterwards. If you wanted to go that direction, you should have gone that before the Mage Slayer. The attack speed was really good, but there was no farming. Like I'm not denying the fact that I think Shivas would have been a horrible pickup. I'm just saying the fact that he went Mage Slayer for attack speed and a little bit of damage over time, and that's all he had. You know, you said, which I really agree with, Maelstrom. I mean, you got a bit more. I think the pace of the game was just too fast for them, and Ember Spirit just wanted to pick up something that he could fight with. The Veils scored buffed the rest of his team, and he almost dropped into like a position 4 with itemization.
Yeah, pause 4.
I mean, yeah,
he dropped into a position 4, and then he had a pause 5 drop into a position 6, which is a non-existent role. So not doing much for this team. And the Chen having a Vlad's is a solid item if you survive throughout the fight, because once you die, well, that Vlad's buff that your team's relying on, that damage, and I'm assuming the reason why we saw the builds come out from the Ember was, okay, we have the damage output, we have the amplification from Vladimir's aura. That's good. Well, now your Chen's dead. So you were relying on that damage. You're not building on the damage. It's causing you some issues. So getting into this next game, I want to see something significantly better. Abaddon immediately banned, and Wyvern immediately banned.
Yeah, Abaddon, like I said, brilliant hero right now. Not surprised that it's banned out whatsoever. Shadow Shaman, definitely amazing ban for them to get that out the way. Probably going to look at some similar bans that we had earlier. We see the Winter Wyvern being banned out. Lina might be banned. Visage got banned earlier as well, so they probably think that Rakuzan's got a Visage in their back pocket. Is there anything that you want to see taken out?
Well, for me right now, I think what I would want to see gone from the game is not a ban, just I don't want to see it anymore, is the Chen. I think another ban, though, if you are on the dire side, probably something that can really fight in mid. I would ban a OD, ban yourself a Storm Spirit. That Storm was so confident in their role in that character. I think that you should recognize that Storm was probably one of his main picks, like one of his top picked heroes. And that was just based on his gameplay. So you can kind of see in that confidence when he, case in point, tethered the creep just to get the bottle of rune. That's a play that you do not normally see out of, most pro players who are picking up a character for maybe the overarching theme of that character and not the fact that they play it often. So I like this. I think ban the Storm.
Yeah, well, Death Prophet's pretty good as well. Death Prophet, I said, we spoke about some of the meta picks right now. Death Prophet was definitely up there. Death Prophet, Meepo, Arc Warden, Abaddon, Sand King, to name a few, which Doctor's good support. Lich, it's Lich. Lich, all in all, is just a really good hero. I love the Ice Spire that it gives in a fight. It adds a little bit of extra that you have to focus on. Slow movement as well. The ult bounces off of it. If it's comboed correctly, it kind of acts like a Witch Doctor ult, just without the stun. It's just like damage on top of damage on top of slow. Really good at just containing damage and a lot of fights in lane as well. So Lich can really fight. That Frost Armor is just so good as well. You can put it on towers. So I do like the support pick. If I was Rakuzan right now, I'd get a little bit of a flex pick out of the bat. Maybe something that can play either mid or somewhere else, maybe flex something, and it looks like they're gonna go for I was just talking about it, the good old days when Tinies were playing position 4s. I don't know if they're gonna do that.
I think they might. Honestly, Tiny pause 4, maybe synergize, get a techies, go old school strats, get an IO. Why not?
Get a techies.
Get a techies. Get a techies. Come on, it'll be funny. Well, let's see what this funny pick is. It's a Nyx. It's a bug. Let's see the
Okay.
game.
I like the Nyx. Nyx is good against Lich. It helps with the ult, locks him down. Lich is really good against Tiny. You've got a split second where you can pop that Spike Carapace to kind of stun that combo that he throws on you. The Invis is really
10
good. It's got a
seconds
break
remaining.
in it as well with the True Strike. So that, adds a bit of extra damage on
5
top of
seconds
everything.
remaining.
So it's good initiator all around. It stops Rakuzan from picking up anything that involves AoE. So Bat Rider they can't pick up. So this might be some sort of just a pickup to try and stop a bat, because it did ban it previously.
Ooh,
2 Invis
Weaver.
heroes though.
2 bugs that go invis.
Nice, 2 bugs.
Dota
Love it.
likes their invisible bugs.
They should just pick Brood while we're at it, so we just keep the trend.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah. I mean, I remember when Brood was also an invisible bug when the
Oh, don't even
web made them
start.
invisible. And you had to buy
Yes.
like so many sentries. You had to spend most of your team's gold on sentries, or just buy a gem, and then lose the
Oh
gem
my
immediately
word.
because it's a Brood. God,
It was
all
like
right.
Trio
Give us a
on
Brood.
steroids.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think that they know that they want to go for more. They have the double invis. So how do you counter that? What's the play that helps your team in that moment? Because
Stun.
really, you're just stun. That
Yeah.
does, yeah.
AoE
Catch the
stun.
people gem off guard.
Elder Titan is good. That's a good pick.
ET? I've
Doom.
never seen
Okay.
someone pick like a confident ET. It's been
Never?
so long.
Okay.
It's been a few years.
It
In
has been a few
competitive
years,
Dota,
yeah.
very rarely.
Yeah. I mean,
Like you'd rather
Seb,
have a Magnus than an ET.
yeah. Seb played like
10
God
seconds
ET.
remaining.
Like, as in, you'd have Jerax go stack
5
multiple
seconds remaining.
camps. Seb would send his spirit into him, gain like a bazillion damage, run in, and then just Echo Saber slap the core silly with 2 hits. So, that's the old ET. It's obviously not
Yeah.
anymore. I
Nowadays,
love the
stacking
Doom.
is a risk.
I
Naga.
love the Doom. Oh, another mate. You know how annoyed I am that Nanga's back into meta.
Just pick ES. Just pick ES. Get yourself an Earthshaker. That's the we were talking about it. ES here would actually bring the stun that they need, brings the tankiness that they need, and team fight that they're lacking. ES is a great pick here.
Seconds remaining.
Yeah, but what do you put as 5? Like, Nyx can't go 5. Death you can get away with putting on 3. Like, Earthshaker you can
I would-
put 5. Weaver just would struggle.
You
a
could
little
put
bit
you could
because-
put ES mid, to be honest. So who's going to be midding here? Like Doom, Tiny?
No.
Like you can kind of flex because the mid is either yet to be picked or one of these melee characters.
I feel like they should go Aqua Warden or Rakuzan. Oh, actually, no.
Yeah.
Aqua Warden gets countered by Nyx. I mean, so much mobility. Aqua Warden would be too good. Meepo. That's it. Meepo. Just go Meepo.
Meepo.
Rakuzan should pick Meepo. Yes. Why not?
Meepo against Doom though?
Yes. No. Rakuzan with Doom. Put Meepo mid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Rakuzan, Meepo mid. Well, then they have 4 melees
Yes.
against a Weaver, and Weaver just gets to bully them. They have to have a ranged,
Meepo just gets
a ranged
blink.
core. True.
Meepo gets a blink and Ags becomes Mega Meepo and then just runs at them. And the
And
best
then,
part is,
but if they pick a Meepo, then Earthshaker puts a full force of foot in the butt. No,
Yes.
Naga Siren plus Meepo, 1 Echo Slam is gonna shake my computer to death.
and then I can shout Echo Slammer Jammer.
Wow. And then you can also shout Shaky sees a shaky.
Man, I want to see chaos, you know?
Dire team
I want to see the AA ult, the Earthshaker jump in.
Ursa.
Okay.
Ursa versus
Battle
Naga
Fury
is
Ursa.
not a good fight. It's not a good
Battle
fight.
Fury Ursa. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, that's a mid Weaver. Wait. Oh, wait.
Mid Weaver, mid Doom.
Pos 3 Death Prophet, mid Weaver, Ursa 1, and they're gonna
Who's
pick
their
the
supports?
Pos 5.
I think
seconds remaining.
they haven't picked their pos 5 yet. That's
I mean,
not.
they could have just
5 seconds.
they could have flexed the Death Prophet.
They could. I mean, that's the thing about these picks is like they can react, and that's a powerful team comp here. Is if you can react to what a team is bringing, then you should be fine.
Yeah, but see, Rakuzan thinks that they're going to pick up a position 2 because they've banned out the OD and the Lina.
Yeah, and look at their bans that they've actually banned out. Yeah, Odie, Lena, TA as well.
Seconds remaining.
I don't know. I think if we look at the bans here, though, what is the final ban? What is the fear being put into the hearts of these players?
Yeah. I don't see, like, you got Weaver can also play support, right? So you've seen Weaver support. It's not great, but it can be played support. I honestly think they're going to be picking up a support pos 5, or they've bamboozled us, and it's going to be something else.
Mid invoker.
What is going
it's gonna be
on right
it's gonna be a pause 5 Nyx, a pause 4 Death Prophet, and a
Pos 3 Ursa? No.
10
yeah, no,
seconds
Ursa's pause 1, Weaver is pause 2. Or pause pause
Maybe-
seconds remaining.
Maybe
2.
Death Prophet pos 3, Invoker pos 4. Quaswex.
Oh yeah.
Because Quaswex is not bad, especially with the EMP, is exceptionally well. Works exceptionally well. This is exactly what I like from MEIAW, because this is confusing even to us casters. We see what's going on in front of us. We got the time without the stress.
I
So
mean, they could do
Rakuzan's
a
gonna have to think
support
about this
Weaver.
one.
It's gonna be a support Weaver.
They could. They could.
Support Weaver is,
So
in my
Ember
opinion, more
Spirit-
consistent.
Ember Spirit's an answer to Weaver mid, because the Slight of Fist and Shackle is really good at keeping him down if he goes invis. But they've changed their names, so I can't remember who goes where.
I know it's the same names. I think it's the same names.
And
I could be
it's in
true.
the same names. Okay, so I know Pigno King played position 3, so it is a Death
Yes.
Prophet pos 3.
Yep. So I was right.
Okay.
Rogue on is the pause 5. Yeah, Nyx Assassin pause 5. I was right.
All right, and what's pos 4?
Pause 4
Voker.
is either Voker. Let's see. Last match 6-6-16.
Modefish.
No, if you look right there, last match lost 6-6-16. Last time he played a pause 4. You could tell by just by the KD. So once we get these
okay.
players back in, I think we'll know.
I am confused. I like it. I think this is good. I like a bit of confusion, to be honest. So the team to beat here is Rakuzan.
Yep.
They are the team that holds this coveted best of 3. Like they've got on this invitational qualifier. They've just been brought in. They've just done fantastically well in the first game, and now it's up to them to keep this momentum going. Rakuzan has got a lineup that we understand. MEIAW is the team that we're a bit uncertain at the moment, which I kind of like. It adds a bit of flair to it.
I'm certain right now, based on who's picking what. I know exactly what's going to happen here. I know how they're going to be splitting it. It's a pause 3 DP. Let's go in order. Pause 1 Ursa. Pause 2
Okay.
Weaver. Pause 3.
Yes.
Actually, I would say pause 2 Invoker. Pause 3 Weaver. Actually, no. Pause 3 Death Prophet.
No.
Pause 4 Weaver.
Pos 3 is Death Prophet.
Yeah. Pause 4 is Weaver. He's going offline support.
Can we? I wish you could ask production just to show us the items of Weaver. So
We
could
don't
just
need
see
that. We don't need that information.
Man, I think it's pos 1 Ursa, pos 2 Weaver, pos 3 Death Prophet, 4 Voker, 5 Nyx.
Okay. What if we're wrong about everything, and that is the first ever support Ursa?
Nah, now you're just now you're just getting silly.
Gotta get silly with it.
No, that's no. We are gonna be in for quite a treat this game when this gets started. I do think that the lineup is quite interesting. Switching over to Rakuzan, pos 1 Tiny. No, sorry, pos 1 Naga, pos 2 Ember, past 3 Doom, 4 Tiny, 5 Lich. Yes. 4 Tiny. Okay. So Tiny with Doom set
Tiny
up
plus
on
4
the
very
Ursa.
common.
Yes, but going up against an Ursa and a Nyx, because that's what you want, right? The Nyx is really good with the Spike Carapace against Tiny's Avalanche. It's really, really good, actually. So if Nyx is 5, that's exactly what MEIAW would want in their drafting. Probably they thought about that, and that's why they've put it that way.
Well, one thing needs to be stated. New neutral item, or old neutral item that's brought back, is Tiny's Craggy Coat is back in the game. So Tiny might be able
Really?
to... Yeah. His old Craggy Coat, the one that if you attacked him, you got stunned?
Yes.
It's back. It's back. It's an item now. It makes it so you just gain a ton of armor and reduce your movement speed, which is perfect on Tiny. So there's a chance. A slight chance. I don't know.
Where is it? What's it
But
called? Oh, so many
It's called
new
Craggy
items.
Coat.
It's called Craggy Coat. Oh, yes. Item
Tier 3.
reworked. Armor's bonus decreased from 12 to 6, no longer decreases attack speed. Toughen up increases armor by additional 12 at the cost of 30 movement speed. I mean,
So
I just
get
gives
real
you extra
tanky.
armor.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I miss it. I miss the old Tiny where you'd
Yeah, that was good.
not even need to hit him. You just need to attack him and you'd be stunned. So if you like attacked and then canceled your attack and then did that really quickly, you would just immediately kill yourself. You can just stun yourself to death.
Yeah, that's rough. That's a bit
Yeah.
rough.
I miss 2012 Dota.
I mean-
It was fun.
I do like Nemesis Curse. That's a nice neutral.
True. I do think that it depends on who's wearing it. If it's a Weaver, that's pretty scary is
Yeah.
already the glass cannon. So you just get the benefit of it. So I like the neutral items that we're going to be seeing. We didn't actually talk
Yeah,
about
I like-
neutral item picks very much last game because we were more focused on, the Witchblades and what other items. But I'm going to be looking forward to what neutral items actually drop for these guys.
Yeah, it's neutral items. I think they've done it really well. When it first got dropped, me and my friends were like, "Oh, this game's ruined now." But they've brought it in a way and kind of balanced it so that it's useful, but it's not game breaking. Like picking up a good, and I think that's how it was in the beginning a little bit, especially with this Royal Jelly. That was a broken item when it first came out. So it's quite nice that they've cycled some neutral items in and out, and they kind of do that back and forth to try and get some difference in the game. So I'm interested to see what they bring to the table. Are we going to see another 2-0 for Rakuzan?
30 seconds.
I don't think we're going to be seeing another 2-0, in my opinion. I think we're going to be seeing something a little bit better. And that better is going to be a full game 3. I think that MIAW has the team comp that is so clean in the early game and the late game. It's more balanced. Invoker late game, we've seen it, we love it. Nyx and Weaver early game kill potential, very high.
No.
Very high. What is happening in chat?
I'm not going to say it. Oh, I'm not going to say anything. Sorry, can you repeat what you just said about the about the Weaver? Composure? Composure.
If the players don't have composure, I don't have composure.
I love it. This is good.
Such an odd way that these guys have been just putting themselves together. Let's see it. I'm ready for this. It's going to be interesting.
I respect it because like here in South Africa, if you're playing up against a team, everyone's so serious, right? No one's really talking to you in all chat. Everyone's like saying horrible stuff to you in all chat. And then here, it's just all fun, It's just a game. It's just a game. Why are you mad? So I love to see two teams going up against each other. There's good sportsmanship, and then just having a bit of fun in all chat as well. Until Rakuzan absolutely pummels this game. And I'm saying that's for the caster curse to see if we can go to 3.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're right about that. And referring to toxicity, just in prod chat, I'm gonna send you something. But this is looking a little odd. This is looking a little weird, having a fight break out for the bounty rune. But who gets what? Looks like we are going to be seeing 2 for each side of the sphere here.
Pretty good start, I'd say. Is that a Nyx 4? Oh, okay. A little bit of good plays here. Oh, Nyx with the
that's
stun.
so smart. That's so smart. That means
Okay.
all of
I like
of
that.
Dyer's creeps are going to die under the tower, and that gives a boost to the off lane.
Yes. That's going
I
to
like it. Smart.
creep equilibrium. Pretty nice. So you said Voca mid, did you?
I did.
Okay, so it is Voca mid. And it is a Weaver pos 5.
Okay.
Oh, my brain hurts. Oh.
Weaver pause 5. Understandable.
Why?
But honestly, this
okay,
matchup, Ember Spirit wins mid here. In my
does.
opinion.
Well, Voca, either Voca's getting all three elements first, for a little bit of diversity, or we see a Quas Vex Invoker, which, I mean, Sleight of Fist kind of counters the EMP. So Tornado is going to be used to... okay, so I do think he's going to go Quas Vex, maybe just secure range creeps. He's doing a fair amount of damage, but it's an interesting matchup between these two.
I like it. It's a decent matchup. I mean, it's a lot of right-click harass early in at level 1 and 2, but the main thing is the second that we see a build-up in Fish, if this player, all he has to do is, you know, go a little bit more Sunstrike side, if he needs Exort. And the reason why is because all of his damage is going to be negated by the shield, this flame shield. That flame shield right there stops all damage except for mana burn. And wait.
I mean, it blocks it, but it doesn't take everything.
Yeah,
top
but
lane.
when it comes to early game, it will block most.
Oh my word! Okay, Tiny got away with murder on that one. Yeah, it blocks most. Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you. Yeah, it's
Has been killed.
yeah, I don't know. I'm still. I think this can go either way. There's a lot to be left for thought. Yeah, Backrooms is having quite a fun time having to deal with this, with this back and forth as the Weaver pushes him up. But I think it's a pretty good start so far. Blood Grenade bot lane is going to put a little bit of damage on Rogue, but he does have the magic wand. He might be able to get away, but no. It does seem that Lich is going to be able to get that right click and land on that one. So that's a good start. First blood for them as they started the first game. Rakuzan doing pretty good, I think, all things considered. And now all they have to do is just keep that pace going. Meanwhile, MEIAW is confusing us with their draft, and I really want to see the value of this Weaver. It does look like it is doing a lot to this tiny top lane, though.
It's doing a decent amount. I like it. I think it's been pretty clean. But what I want to see more of now is less of mid. I know mid is a little bit more heated, but I need to know how the offlane going. How's that going? Nyx Assassin versus the Naga. What's shutting it down? Whoa, wait, a smoke already mid gank? Oh well, rest in peace to that idea.
Yeah, what the wait? Did Nyx smoke?
Nyx smoked, yeah. Nyx used a smoke of the seat to try to gank mid, and Ember just saw him on his way to the bounty rune.
Oh, well, that's that's a shame.
A little disappointed, not gonna lie.
Well, again, a little bit of back and forth. The thing I don't like about the stop lane is that even though the damage from Weaver's invis, it does good on chipping away, there's no stun. There's no lockdown. They don't have anything to keep on top of any of these two. All that Backrooms need to do is just toss them away. Or toss them to the Doom. If Doom gets the right ability, gets the stop from the center, there might be enough. Avalanche could be able to clip through this time as it does actually stop that push up forward, and they're going to be back away. And Ursa is going to taunt with his symbols. Okay.
Hey, sometimes you gotta flex, and as we've seen from these players, they kind of like flexing on each other. Composure, one way to say it, and lack thereof. But I'm liking this. I'm liking this gameplay. It's pretty clean.
Yeah, so far I think it's a pretty slow but steady game. I think it's come to expect it after we've lost that first game. I do.
Yeah, and I want to know, what is this player going to be building soon? You know, what's the transition? What's the play style that makes it work for them?
I mean, you say transition, and it does look like Glitch is actually transitioned to the top lane to help out, but they do have the spell! Rogue, Gigi's going to come in to try and stop this as he does get that stun down. The spike carapace got used a bit late, no more abilities left for them to use. The pull in's going to come in. All that Doom needs to do is get that right click down, and they do secure that kill. And that's going to be 3 down from MEIAW, and it looks a little bit like the first game, as it's 4-0 for Rakuzan. And the momentum is starting.
This is good. Oh, bottom. Hold up. Pinoy might have bitten off a bit more than they can chew, but no, keeps going. Yeah, there it is.
Oh.
Managing to just weave consistently and cleanly. Should be able to keep this moving just a little bit more.
Yeah, but Lich, there for the trade at least, does manage to get the kill on Pinoy, so still pretty good though. That's the thing that's scary about Death Prophet. Not a lot of people know. Death Prophet's Siphon is so strong, even at level 2. They forget they got multiple of those Siphons, so it just absolutely drains the health, and just the region is just so good on it.
Let's see it now. See what these guys are going to be able to break off with.
Yeah, and if we look at last hits, 47. Doing pretty good. Nagasai, I think, is doing fantastically. We round the 7-minute mark. Avalanche going to get used out. Backroom's actually quite smart in that. Figured that the Knicks probably going to get their chucks them straight to the Ancients. That's going to chip away at least a quarter of that that Weaver's health. Well, he figured that the Weaver's going to be there. So we do have a lurking Invoker. Cold Snap, Ghost Walk on the ready. Backroom's kind of waiting to see if anyone pushes on the side to stays there on the right and there, but it doesn't look like they're going to have anything coming up onto their side of the map. You know, I think Edu, where is this game going to go? I want to hand it over to you, but you know, then this happened, and they just get a quick kill like that on Rippler as he gets taken out. The Avalanche, the toss away from Backrooms, he still has it up, and the Doom from Doom's going to get taken out. The TP's going to be there. They don't have anything to stop it, but they actually do have that that E from the Doom, able to get that quick kill down as they manage to stop him from TPing out. And that's going to help them secure that kill on Ursa, sitting at the 7-1 lead. Kind of looks like the Brazil football score a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I mean, this is looking clean. I mean, we talked about how the game was slow. One fight has been kind of cascading across and rippling, and now we're going to see more kills. Rippler, talk about ripple effect, might be able to find a kill. This is the supports trying their best to find some kind of fight, and you found it. You found it. But are they going to be able to trade it off? Are they going to find the trade up?
Well, that might be it. As we trying to find something here, E-Blade's going to come through. They do have that Cypher connecting straight onto like a Siren. No level 6 available to be used on the Naga. We do have the Sleight of Fist going to come through. Invoker's going to be there with the good in Tornado, but the Siphon again chipping away, jumping in from the Ursa, trying to find the skills. Look at these ghosts going straight to him as he just tries to use more and more jumps away. Does he have the mana to use one more? Doesn't have any more remnants available. He does have a Sleight of Fist that takes away from him the damage. The bullet from the Lich stops him from dying, but here comes the ghost on the prowl. Still enough damage to get the kill off, but look at Lich doing the damage to the Death Prophet as they have to back away. But it needs to be said that this Archer, this player in this mission 2 from Rakuzan, has just been playing such a elite game on this Eber Spirit, has just managed to back away there. Sleight of Fist, they have the Searing Chains connecting with the net as well. That might be able to pocket them another kill there. The pull is going to come out from the Lich as they manage to grab themselves that kill. And while we are talking, the Knicks gets killed by the Doom top lane, and that's going to put them at 11-3 with a 3k net worth lead. And a pretty good start so far to the game.
Wow. Beautiful start, and might be a beautiful finish. They are really setting up for success. I like the fact that they were able to rotate. The fact that Archer just walked away. Don't tell me how he did that. I don't leave the mystery. Just straight gaming. I mean, beautiful job. Now this is this open space, and they're actually giving up the lanes for their supports to be able to now try to bounce back their economy. If we can get this Tiny some farm, maybe some more, but wait, a little bit of a counter fight. They continue to chase down bottom.
Yeah, but that's going to be enough. They do have the TP in. Searing Chains is not going to connect onto the Ursa as he pops his ult to run away, debuffing that Searing Chains. It still allows them to try and push here as Ember's trying to find some sort of damage, but they have to watch out because MEIAW has brought in reinforcements as Rippler's going to run up on the front end side to try and scalp out any sort of stragglers, but it looks like the speed of Rakuzan is a bit too much for them to deal with right now as they're going to have to back away, but it doesn't mean the fight's just not over yet because Backrooms comes in with an Invis rune as he tries to look for the Invoker. Passive from the Ghost Walk's going to clip him, so he's going to have to back away, but the ping's going to come through as we do see a TP's going to come through from Lich as well as they look for some sort of play. Invoker still handing down mid. Tiny still on the prowl. Maybe something they can pick off here, but I don't think that they have any awards to show them, and I think Invoker spotted out there with the ping.
Yeah, this is not going to be too great. Now they know that there's going to be one mid. We're looking at a little bit of a rotate coming out no matter what, but as this game stands, it is again an early lead, pretty handed over to this team. Obviously, though, we might see the first tower of the game fall now as they're giving up bottom. They know that if they keep going there, Naga's farm has been impacted, but not to the point where they're below anyone else. That's the thing about Naga. They're just sending their illusions and doing damage, but whew, bye.
Yeah, I mean, they waited long enough for that. Yo, I set that fight up for like 15 seconds, right? This Invoker pinged out the ward. He knew that they were there to try and fight him, and he stayed. Like,
He's a gamer.
he could have backed away. He's a gamer?
He's a gamer. That's all he is. You make
Close.
mistakes. Oh, that doesn't really do much. Now, one thing that I will say is if I look at how this Nyx is building, just pure stun, which makes sense, but no silence on Death Prophet against an Ember, against a Naga, that's a very greedy build, is how I would describe it.
Yes, it is, yes. You're really right in saying that. It's very greedy. Siphon sustain, which you can understand, but the Quip Swarm, that's pure damage. All this DP wants to do is take out the illusions from Naga. He doesn't care about anything else. I think the core value behind picking a DP position, it's going to be used on DP. That might be it for them to hold it down. Here comes the Spike Carapace on the side. It's not going to really help with anything as no one damages the Nyx, so he's going to be able to run away, but they do pick up the kill on Death Prophet. No, the dust is going to come through with the Avalanche Toss is going to come on from the side, and they do have some sort of damage on Rippler. They do have as well Smoke, a Dust, but ult's going to come through from Rippler as he tries to run away. Archer's there immediately with the side of first. They do have so much damage being put on this Weaver, but you know what? Luckily enough, Weaver's not a core, so you know, not a lot of loss there, but 2 cores do go down in the fray.
I disagree. That's a lot of loss. That is a whole skew of dead bodies. Because think about it. They just took bottom tower. They were sitting on a decent amount of gold because as a team, they took an objective. So they had extra gold value, and that is going to increase. So think of getting a kill is also getting a tower when it comes to money-wise. So that was expensive. And now from a 4K lead, they double it to an 8K lead. That's how much that was worth.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? I fully agree with you on that one. I just wanted to dig at the fact that the Weaver is not supposed to be position 5, and I just wanted to.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. If we see a Weaver, it's gonna just be disappointing no matter what.
Yeah,
so, I rule them out at the start.
Draft is what's a bit struggling for them right now. Draft is what's holding MEIAW back. I think if Nyx was on the pos 5, I would have thought that would be a bit better. Nyx also going for the impale, like you said, the stun, the impale, to try and maybe set up a bit more. They are invis, but they've got a ward as well, so they've pinged it out, run away. They don't have anything on the high ground, the triangle, and the scan's going to go there, and Nyx is going to go for the XP rune. I don't think they'll be able to get it because Doom's also there as well. Oh, yeah, no. Doom's going to be able to pick that one up, and they're going to have to back away. So,
Oh, they're just weaving. I like the fact that we're seeing GG Rogue this time. You know, here's something. We talked about positioning that they needed to change, and they are. But wait. This is it.
jumping was indeed there. Position state. Tornado's going to clip onto this one. Give him a little bit of space that they need, but no. Lich is quickly on it as he gets that kill. A lot of damage being done down backrooms. That's that division on him as that bug still latches on. The Doom's going to be used on the background as Death probably is going to get rushed down by Archer, but on the front end side, they managed to get a few kills as well. A little bit more forward. Doom's going to look for a kill as these three has actually picked up the kill on Tiny and Lich as they're trying to look for more. Ursa's putting down a lot of damage, but Shazada is just absolutely running it down. Sharing change with the side effects going to be putting a lot, as we do see First Pick having to run away, tail between his legs. And a very, very difficult fight for MEAW. They did grab 2 supports, but they lost so much in that game.
Wow. I mean, that's so sad. The Ursa just said, I'm going to go AFK. They were trying their best to do as much damage, but you said dealing a lot of damage. Their targeting is so off. They were targeting the Ember who could jump away from them instead of the Doom who consistently killed 2 of their team. And now looking at this, we're seeing something odd again. It looks like Ember Spirit is going for another Mage Slayer. Maybe this is the new Ember meta, but personally, not a fan. Looking at Invoker's items though, having a Spirit Vessel I think is not going to do much. Spirit Vessel is a great pickup if you're facing off against a team with high HP regen, and that's just not the team here. This team of Rakuzan, no real push up, no real mana issues. So I think that it's again an itemization and positioning struggle for this team. Ursa is targeting the wrong players. We have during that entire fight, 2 of their cores were being taken down, and their supports are busy killing supports.
Tower is under attack.
Yeah. No, it's a lot to unpack. I definitely agree with you on that one. I think it's starting to look like quite the tough game in this one. Cup Swarm is doing a lot for them. And MEAW,
Is under attack.
I don't know, man. What do you think? What do they have to have here? Or Shazada, he knows that they're there. That's going to get taken out immediately. Weaver's going to use the Swarm to try and get some vision down. They do have that Spirit Vessel to put damage down. He's going to be able to pop something up. The EMP is going to take away that mana Cup Swarm from Pinoy, cleaning up the kill, and that's going to help them out quite nicely.
That's good now. I like the little bit of pushback that we're seeing from them, but they are doing exactly what they did last time. Instead of TB, an illusion character, now they have Naga doing the same amount of push. But this is Smoke Up. They're ready for a fight, and I think they're going to be jumping on him the second this TP's in, and
Oh, that silence on the DP. He wasn't able to get off anything. Rogue still gets the kill on Lich though. Doom still dead from the previous fight, so he has to still come back, but they're still fighting irregardless. Ember taken down by the Ice Wall. The slow was there enough to jump to get that kill. And this is not the fight that they needed at all. This is not what they wanted from this. Why did they pick that fight?
I mean, it's not only why would they pick the fight, why would you TP in as the squishiest tank you can imagine? The only squishier tank is Necro before Heart and Ags. So just TPing in, watching them happen. Yes, they're getting the kills, but is the value worth it? Maybe it is.
It's not. I don't know. Anonymous, man. They're really struggling. Anonymous is going to go down with this with Avalanche. Actually, on the side. Wait a minute. Rogue gets taken up, but Anonymous is sticking low. But the damage from the illusion from Meatball. Is he going to clip? It's not. Meanwhile, Rippler's going to come in. Is the Invis actually going to help her out this time? It is indeed. As Rippler has to back away. Infernal Blaze not going to be there to get that one. Avalanche on the back line. The toss is there to clean it up. Pinoy does have the ult, though. Grabs one on to the Lich, and that's going to be able to get that one down as 3 dead on the side of MEAW. 2 on the side of 2 on the side of Rakuzan.
Yeah,
but 4 on the side with MEAW.
5 plus 2.
5 dead.
7 deaths. 7 deaths for the side of MEIAW there. Because Weaver bought back to get into that TP to finish off the Naga. Was it worth it? Absolutely not. I mean, it was really cool, but if they couldn't escape, then it wasn't worth.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Oh,
so
man.
Jesus Christ.
This chat. I
And welcome
can't-
back
I
to
can't
Dota
focus.
2 All Chat. Is this a pug? This feels like such a pug. The way they communicate.
They're saying, "Oh, don't worry, it's only -10 MMR. You know, after this, it's fine." Oh,
Wow.
okay. Well, I mean, it needs to be said that still that MEIAW they're putting up a valiant effort. Its teams have been invited, and you know, they position-wise they are struggling a little bit. Pinoy, it's gonna go on Doom. They've got the Siphon there. Do they have Shackle? They don't have Searing Chain just yet. That's going to come off cooldown. They do have Slider first to try and set up that Searing Chains, but they're not really looking for any opportunity as of yet. The first tier 2 on the board, and they've taken quite some time. Avalanche starts towards the back, puts them in a perfect position. Do they have the Doom to use? They're going to hold on to that for just a second as they're looking for anyone else to use that on. Invoker still in the backline, a perfect position for him to try and aim for that, as Doom needs to try and look for that Invoker to stop those abilities from being used, but they are going to give away this tier 2.
Wow. This is looking just not great. You know, we were kind of predicting a 2-0 here. Behind the scenes, at least I know people prod were, but yeah, Doom versus Invoker. Invoker, no Lincoln Sphere. I don't think anyone has even a close resemblance to a Lincoln Sphere yet, which would be so good here. Lincoln stops Toss, it stops the Lich, Freeze, and Fear, and it stops Doom. And Naga's...
You just have to rush it.
Yeah, you just gotta get it. First item. Better than a Spirit Vessel by a long shot.
Yeah, that's just this is a tough game. MEIAW 15k net worth behind. They are still smoking, looking for plays, as we see them looking for another one. They might be able to, with the help of Rogue, find out a straggler here, as Lich might be the prime target in this one. They do spot him out. Lich is going to be able to put down immediately that Frost Shield. That's going to prompt him to back away, as Rippler looking for the play. They put down the sentry. But they must watch out, because there is a Rakuzan on the high ground. The jump's going to come in. Avalanche starts off the backside, but the Impel's going to connect on 2. But look at that. Shazada comes in and cleans up the kill on the Nyx.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And so far, not good for actually... Well, hold on a minute. That's quite horrible. What did Naga do there without the team? Naga looking for a free tower mid lane. Actually, the whole pressure was put on to getting that position 1 from Rakuzan.
That's crazy. They might look. I think they might just keep it going, but they need towers. They need objectives. They only have taken that 1 tower like 10 minutes ago, so they need to group up and start pushing. They need space for their Ursa to farm.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah. You know, you see what this Ember's doing? What he's doing differently, Edu? He built himself a Maelstrom.
Oh, okay. He did still get the Mage Slayer first, but in my opinion, Mage Slayer's better when you're facing off against an Invoker and a DP. The last team didn't really have that same issue. But in my opinion, I think that this team here, Rakuzan, they just know how to build. He also has a gem.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's good. I like
going
that.
for
I like
Shivas
that
now?
gem a lot. I mean, you have to have a gem against a Nyx and a Weaver.
Oh, yeah, but I'm thinking about the Shivas that's going to be picked up. He's going to go a lot of armor, and here's our first Rosh of the day, or first Rosh of game 2. Is there any contention? Do they even know? Yep, well, they know now. Sunstrike, yeah, they're not getting there in time.
No.
Wait, Nyx decided to say hi.
Wait. Yeah, I saw that pink arrow on the map, and I thought, where is he? Oh, they didn't have a sentry for him.
Radiant's middle
Wow. Oh, now they're on the hunt. They're gonna go top. They're gonna. Honestly, I'm surprised they're not going mid to take the final tier 2. Well, they find out why. That's gonna be a very dead Weaver.
I mean, at this point, what do you expect? These two supports, Weaver and Nyx, don't really offer a lot. What Nyx offers is a break, an impale, and obviously a stun to anyone that touches him. What Weaver offers is bugs and invis, and as well as the occasional "where did he go?" ulti. So it's quite difficult for them to deal with anything. But the Doom is going to be able to connect Shazada, grab that Invoker, and that puts MEIAW in a horrible position. Edu, where do you go from here? You know, like I think it's. Do you agree that maybe it's a bit too late for them to get back into this?
I think it is a little bit just a bit too late, but you know, you never rule a team out until they say GG underneath their fountain or are getting spawn camped. We might have to rule them out. Never mind. There goes their Shiva's guard used to kill 2 creeps. It's gonna be a little bit of cooldown. I mean, yeah. I'm just gonna be a little bit bold here, but
Shiva's Searing Chains, Slide of Fist. Here comes the Avalanche, toss up in the air, not going to be used at all, as they do have the Infernal Blade. And Archer is going to help out the team with that one, as they put a 33 for 12 with a 19k lead. Tornado, I mean, yes, but it is a difficult game to get back into.
A little bit difficult, a little diffy, but they got this. They're gamers. I think they can pop off. I'm pretty sure they got this. All they have to do is get 18,000 gold. I mean, last time it was 24,000. So, you know, I think they have more than an opportunity. Is Naga one of the strongest carries right now? Is that a dead Invoker? Yes. And is this game over? Yes.
I mean, no one wants to call GG at 25 minutes, but you gotta save yourself from taking this any further. Death Prophet, Doom. I mean, your Scepter's going to help you for a second, but that's later that second, it's going to be done. Tier 3 is going to go down straight for this. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say, at the end of the day, this is still Dota. And just because we are playing in a tournament does not mean that all these teams are always exactly at the same spot. And I think MEIAW has been playing fantastic, and I've been really enjoying this game so far. And I think going back on this, they'll be able to look at this game and really, you know, it's an opportunity to look for more better plays. But a massive respect for the team for putting in a valiant effort, going up against Rakuzan. And it does look like, Edu, that this might be it. Rakuzan's going to go further into the tournament.
Yeah, Rakuzan's definitely going to be rocking their world in our monthly finals, but we have to see first. Are they going to find a kill? Nope. Nice Sunstrike. Not going to land on that one, but we have an ultimate. It's scaring them back. They're jumping right on in. Damage is here, and Archer caught off. Should be able to just leave, right? Get by.
Yeah, I mean, is he caught off? Yeah, he's going to be able to get out immediately. They do have the ult from Death Prophet. As now, Sar's going to come in with the snare and saying him in the background. The Frostbar's going to come through from. Look at Blitz playing on 2% health. Who even needs anything? Blitz is going to go down though, unfortunately, but still a valiant effort. That Crypt Swarm did do a lot of damage. I think it was just the ghost from that ult, and that is going to be the tier 3. But I mean, they don't want to give up. They even have the fortification being used. That Nyx is going to be taken out the back line by Backrooms and Shazada. EMP is going to use that as they do get the ensnared down, but Ursa's got a Chrysalis with. Might be able to do some damage to toss back. Oh, that's going to do a lot actually. Lich is still out of the play. Sunshine going to come through. That's going to kill off one. Ursa's going to be dead. Buyback from Invoker. All that he can really do is pop a lot, but pop they will not, because unfortunately this will be GG for MEIAW. But that is going to be the end of the second game. Congratulations to Rakuzan for taking this best of 3 in a very, very close game.
Wow. So clean with it. Winners qualified to monthly finals. Rakuzan making it look easy, and the team of MEIAW not so easy for them. Lots of colorful words in the chat. Apparently one of the players is 10k MMR. Not on their team, that's for sure. But looking at this, it was a real back and forth here, Shaky. I mean, we saw some real gameplay that kind of jumps up in here. and might be able to keep this up. But this is it. This is for these players. This is the moment. Rakuzan is going to be facing off against 4 other teams that have battled their way up into the finals. I think, actually, no, they have to first prove it in their monthly qualifiers still. We have 1 more monthly qualifiers left.
Yeah.
But Shaky, did you expect that from Team MEAW?
No, I didn't. I never expect a team to put themselves in a position like that. I think everyone has an opportunity to win in games. Everyone has an opportunity to play at a good level. It comes down to pressure. I think as soon as you get into higher and more, it's all pressure. Rakuzan was pushing the right buttons at the right time, applying the pressure where necessary, and they were picking off the right enemy. Like the teammates, like the supports were being picked off first, and a lot of the fights, which really put them in a bad position. As well as draft, I think MEAW kind of they allowed it to get to them, the drafting phase. I think they tried to maybe be a bit too fancy with the draft that they went to, and it put them in the butt. Yeah, there's a lot that you can unpack from it, but it still stands that Rakuzan was a team that played it better, and there's a lot for MEAW to take away from this, even though I do think they played a fantastic game.
Yeah, absolutely. They played it so well, the way that they were able to balance all together. But now we're looking into the future. We're looking into what comes next. Obviously, we've seen this continue, but they got this. Now, I want to know. $300 still goes to team of the Team MEAW. They still get $300. Now, are they going to use that to buy a coach? Hope so. Looking at this overall, I think that there's a lot of knowledge and skills that this team definitely had. They were able to bring it together, but from the way that they built items, the way that they built abilities, the way that they built themselves was a little shaky. This isn't ideal. They kind of fell apart. And I know that if this team spends the next 10 years, they'll be at 10K MMR anytime. Just put in the effort, put in the work. But that's me.
You just want to be savage to pure MEAW, man. just want to, just want to kick a dog while it's down. This type of situation. No, you know what?
Kick a cat if it's MEAW.
Okay, potato, dog, cat. It's it's at the end of the day they tried their best, and I think we can go into this a lot about where teams stand in terms of in terms of what their skill level is and everything. But if you look at the highlights, it stands to reckon from both games. I mean, both games Rakuzan was able to
looking
get
at this,
a
I
3-0
think it's been
from the start.
It was an impressive game no matter what, but when a tree gets flung at you, there's not much you can do. Looking at how many times did Anonymous get away from a position that they should have died in? Way too many times. That double kill top was immaculate. It was so clean. And every time I'm seeing 1 kill that Team MEAW gets, there's a trade of 2 every time. And it's too consistent.
Yeah. And that's the name of the game, isn't it? Rakuzan always traded. Even though that Anonymous got chased down by the Death Prophet, Lich came in through the TP and just got the trade. Even though it was 1 right click, they got the trade and they always went for it. And a team fight like this, they put the numbers where they needed to put the numbers. And it was very difficult for Team MEAW to do anything. That Tiny played a pivotal role. And even though they didn't have, like you said, the Furion in this game to be global, the Tiny was repositioning the whole game. All he did was either tossing his allies towards enemies or tossing enemies to his allies. And that was all he did. And I really liked that type of play from him.
Yeah, this was beautiful. The way that they played together was just, it's what you gotta expect. And we wanted to see a Tiny. You kind of called it at the very start of the game. We gotta see a Tiny. And look at this fight. Cores are being killed. Your carry and 2 supports are chasing 2 supports. It doesn't make sense. And they're even past the tower. So it's just, this fight kind of was the nail in the coffin for me, in my opinion, that Team MEAW does not know how to play a defensive team comp. They know how to get aggressive, but that's it.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. Like they definitely know how to be defensive, and they know how to play some really good setups and stuff. And they managed to catch out Rakuzan a few times. But when it came down to 5v5, they just felt a bit lost. Like there was a lot of places where Death Prophet was somewhere in the woods and they just got doomed. On the Invoker just got caught out. Vision Game, I think we didn't talk about Vision enough. Vision Game was just superior by Rakuzan, and they got so many kills because of it. Even in the first game, they killed a Slok in his own jungle above the tier 1 tower and safe lane. And they did it because they had Vision on him and he had his level 6. Slok, even though he knew he was being watched, stayed there and he got punished for it. So I think Vision is also something that some of these teams need to maybe just revisit before they go into some of these next games.
I couldn't agree with you more there, Shaky. Looking at how this game went down, there's things that they need to revisit, maybe some tutorials they're going to have to replay. But what we've seen from this is a solid team really just have a real grasp on what they wanted to do and took it when it came down to hero selection, when it came down to item selection, when it came down to who they're fighting against. They just knew how to play against it well. So I will say, an amazing gameplay from Rakuzan. Team MEIAW, they put up a hell of a fight and made it very interesting in the all chat. But when it came down to the actual gameplay, focus on that kind of keystroking. But looking at this next one, I think that upcoming, we are getting very close to the playoffs. We're 1 month away from the LAN event that's going to be taking place in Dubai. We have a big streak of series to go, and we're just getting started in high level here at Arena Esports. And of course, we can't do that without thanking our main sponsor, Etisalat, powered by and of course, strategic partner AD Gaming, broadcast partner Platonia, you guys and everyone behind the scenes watching at home, making sure we have the sponsors coming in, making sure we have the casters talking over the gameplay, the players playing the gameplay, and the production producing it. It's just been a blast. So again, we do want to say a special shout out and thank you to everyone at home. But Shaky, I believe that's all we have for today. Just the single best of 3.
I mean, yes, but we still have a scorecard to come up. And we still have to just look at the roadmap coming up with the prize pool and everything that's going to come from there. But yeah, I mean, I feel exactly the same as you do. There's so much action that happened today, and a lot of excitement that we've seen, and it's kind of a bit tiring. If imagine this has gone to best of 3, we'd have sat here and gone, it just gets it kind of gets to you casting at this high pace. But yeah, I want to add on to what you said, like a massive thank you as well to everyone behind the scenes, the producers and the people that we talk to on the sidelines that help us give you guys the best broadcast possible. You know exactly who we're talking about right now, and so thank you so much for you guys for making it a really amazing time so far casting for over the past couple of months. And obviously happy new year. We're in 2024. It's hopefully a good year in terms of things. But yeah, I think games like this is what really helps people come together. After 2022, I think esports really got into a good place where people were able to, come together over esports and enjoy it a bit more often because people didn't have a lot to do. So it's thank you for you guys as well, the audience, for watching us and enjoying this content, because I mean, me and Edu, we love sitting here casting, shouting, and having an audience to do it to also makes the world different. So if you guys like the content, please follow and subscribe to all the socials that you're watching it on right now, and have a look. But yeah, Edu, what would you have next, mate?
Well, right now, I think that what we can expect next is going to be more Dota. If you are watching Arena Esports, there's also Mobile Legends Bang Bang, PUBG Mobile. You got Counter-Strike coming to a close soon, or coming to a playoff soon. So there's a lot to look forward to. As we look at the scoreboard, though, and seeing our sign-off here for this team, Invoker did things.
I thought I lost you there.
You did. I got lost. I was looking at this item and I realized that after Invoker built a Spirit Vessel, Invoker then got a 25-minute Midas.
Oh yeah, I see that. No, I forgot Voka was mid.
Yeah.
Oh, I keep looking at these items thinking Mocha was a position 4.
No,
You
this
know,
is their
I just
mid.
signed it off saying this team played really nice, and then I look at this and I go, why does Nyx have a glimmer cape? Oh my word! I mean, okay.
Why does the Invis character have an Invis item?
I mean, you would excuse to think that the glimmer cape is good for escape for their cause, but Naga Sirens and Snare just it shows Invis heroes, so that yeah, I mean, I
Get the
don't want to
scoreboard
take
away
away
from
from this
us.
team playing. Yeah, I look.
Get
look,
it,
I don't
thank
want to
you.
be nasty.
Get off
all
of
right?
that. I don't want to look at that anymore. I don't want to look at that
wanna be
anymore.
nasty. Look, Edu, I'd love to see your games. Okay, I'd love to see your scorecard every now and then. The things that you buy, and I'd love to show mine to the camera as well.
Okay,
because I'm
you know
pretty
what?
sure we all
Bet,
make a few mistakes
bet,
every now and again.
Bet 1v1 me entire team of MEIAW. But anyways,
Stop, mate.
no, honestly
No,
though,
they played well.
they played.
Stop it. Edu.
They played. But anyways, regardless of that, roadmap aside, they got pretty far in. They did a decent job. They really did, get to this point in the invitationals to get here. But looking at hopefully next open qualifier, if they are a team that we want to see continue to prove themselves, well, an open qualifier means there's going to be a lot more teams to battle through. You're not going to have the golden ticket. You're not Charlie in the Chocolate Factory. You're going to be able to hopefully get on in through there, but you're going to have to do it the old-fashioned way, battle it through a bracket with a bunch of other teams. And if you are deserving of that monthly qualifier spot, then you're going to have to earn it right now. So this is going to be very interesting to see how these teams develop. We already know that one team is moving into that monthly qualifier with some decent showcase. 2-0 on the board, but looking at this roadmap soon, we should be able to see exactly what is next, and you guys will be able to catch up with us as well, seeing that soon. But Shaky, looking at this game, looking at how we watch these players perform, I'm excited to see gameplay happen in these monthly qualifiers based off of how the Radiant performed. Rakuzan did a insane job at just fully controlling the map.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we've touched a lot on this, on how they've played. I think just what I'm excited for the game is coming up in the future. We will be casting is just seeing more teams kind of equally matched in a lot of senses. It's easier to cast teams that you can kind of predict because that's the general flow. And this is exactly what we're looking for. Obviously, today was the Invitational Qualifier, and then we got the monthly finals qualifier, monthly finals coming up as well. And I mean, Edu, this all for a normal person might seem a bit confusing. Can you kind of talk the average person tuning in today for the first time what we can expect with this roadmap?
So this roadmap is not a bracket. It, of course, is multiple different tournaments in small batches that are, qualifier tournaments to get us to our playoffs and then eventually our grand finals. We just went through our final invitational qualifier of 2 teams. One team gets to continue into our monthly qualifier. Next one is going to be the monthly qualifier Q4. That is where the playoff members are decided. So for the first waves, we do Q1, where we go all the way to monthly qualifiers and know who's in playoffs there. Then we do Q2, Q3, Q4. We have Q4 coming up next. And every single time we have one of these qualifiers, a prize pool of roughly $1,200 is in play. So that is the main idea here, is to get these qualifiers, get these players together. And so far, 3 teams have made it to their playoff stage, I believe, already. So we already have 3 teams in playoffs.
Logo.
Woofers fans?
I love that Woofer fan logo.
It's so clean with the little Dota logo at the bottom.
Oh man,
So
is that AI
clean.
generated?
No way could that be AI generated. That is because the AI can't deal with things like that Dota logo. It can't deal with things like symmetry very well. So that's really really clean.
That's gorgeous. I need to get a hold of that guy.
I'm rooting for Woofer fans just because of their overlays. When I was casting with my buddy Sora here in the event that they won, that is the same team. Woofer fans lost to Team Random in monthly finals number 2. Then they won monthly finals number 3. So that playoff is going to be so heated. It's going to be a rematch. I want Woofers to take it all the way, just because they just have
Definitely.
they're so persistent to not only make it into one monthly qualifier, but then a second one back to back. They want to be there. They want to win. So that commitment is what I'm looking forward to.
And I mean, if you're here for Rakuzan as a fan, they might even make it through as well. That will be determined in the second game from now. There's one more, obviously, qualifier to happen, and then we'll have that playoff. So yeah, I'm excited to see who's going to be the fourth team to go through and give us that good content and good games. But yeah, I mean, so far this has been a very, very fun event to cast. These teams have really surprised us.
Yeah, very surprising in a lot of different avenues. But one thing I'm going to be shocked to see is who actually gets into the playoffs. The next time you will see me or Shaky on casting is going to be during that monthly final qualifier Q4. If you guys are interested in that, make sure that you drop a follow here at Arena Esports if you're listening to our YouTube English stream. But with everything out of the way, that is all that we have for the day. My name has been Edu, joined by Shaky. Hopefully next time we see Shaky is going to be in a whole different area. But Shaky, thanks again for being here with me.
You too, man. Thank you so much for today.
Yeah, and bye-bye. Good enough.
Thank